Alright guys, now this is crazy. Recently, the guys from Fresh and Fit, who run a very successful show, flew to Romania to visit Andrew and Tristan Tate to have another podcast, because the last podcast that they had was like a year ago or even more. And honestly guys, this podcast was filled with a lot of interesting moments, a lot of jokes, a lot of serious talk about a lot of topics. And I recommend you to watch till the end because it's genuinely worth it. And by the way, just to clarify for the people that don't have common sense, a lot of the things that the Tate brothers and all the other guys say in this video are jokes. They are being very sarcastic a lot of times, so don't take everything to heart. You know, these guys just say what they think and they don't really care about a lot of people's feelings or all of that, you know. It's a really open podcast with no tippy-toeing around anything. But yeah, overall this was honestly just a blast. But yeah guys, if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe with notifications right now, be sure to check out the first link in the description. It's very important. There are limited spots, so join up right now. But before we get into this video, here's a disclaimer from Andrew Tate himself.
The content presented in this program is a lie, and the mainstream media always tell the truth. COVID was true, and you should be a vegan, and everything Andrew says isn't real. Do not use these words against him in court because he's a liar, and he really loves the President Biden and Greta Thunberg. Please do not take this program seriously and get your booster injections as soon as possible. Women can drive very well. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, guys, now that that's out of the way, enjoy this podcast because this was honestly very interesting, as I said before.
We made it safely, man.
But we got a lot to talk about.
We traveled 20 hours plus to make it to see Andrew
from
Tristan.
Vegas.
You worked hard, bro. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
for
from
real,
Vegas to Bucharest.
It's been far too long since we've done a Fresh and Fit.
Yes, it's been a very long time.
All these women are out of control again. Again. Running around, being haram, talking about traditional values that they need. They sit down and say, you know what? I need a man who makes $100,000 a week, and I want a man with traditional values, and he's a masculine man who's going to take care of me, and he's going to marry me. Bro, you're a hoe, right? It blows my mind. Every time I watch your show, traditional values, they went out the door when you spread your legs 55 times. What are they talking about traditional values for?
I'll say, Andrew, I'm not trying to get put back in jail. I know when you're around these guys, you like to say outrageous things that some people consider misogynistic. I am not trying to get put back in jail. It's Valentine's Day.
I'm talking like it's his nephew, and I think this show is awesome. Oh, his nephew's talking to us. Tell him like his nephew.
Hey.
Tell him.
Tell him we want him on the pod, man.
Yeah, we need Tom Leykis on the podcast, man.
That we need him on the pod, man.
He's a legend, bro.
He's a legend.
Tell him now. Right now. We have up next as well some more here. Oh, let's see. It's a bunch of these right now. We have Kate Juicer says, "Keep it up, fellas. R.I.P. to SLAVEMIND." Well said, bro.
Yeah, R.I.P. to SLAVEMIND. Well, people say that. You know what? People always say that. R.I.P. to SLAVEMIND. And I don't know who this person is, and I'm hoping that he means every word he typed.
Kate Juicer.
But people say R.I.P. to SLAVEMIND, but do they mean the words they speak from their mouth? Because they say R.I.P. to SLAVEMIND, and I guarantee it sometime in the next 72 hours, he's going to have Pornhub open, jerking his little fucking penis like a dickhead. I just feel like I've reached this echelon of maximum efficiency in world conquest. And people always come up to me and go, yeah, I'm like you, I work like you. And I look at them and go, no, you fucking don't. That is a lie.
Non-stop.
No, you don't. If you truly did, I would be able to see it on you. I'd be able to sense it on you in the way you move. There'd be no reason you're still broke 5 years later. 5 fucking years. 5 whole years.
Damn.
You're as bad as the women growing babies. When I hear it now, part of me is like, good. And part of me is like, are you lying to me? I kind of get aggressive, kind of mad. When people come up to me and go, I'm going to escape the Matrix, I kind of look at them and go, you fucking liar. I'll smash you in the face. Don't lie to me. I don't even know you. Don't lie to me. I hope you meant every word you said. Because as a man, your word needs to mean something. They used to say your word is all you have. Yeah. And it's absolutely true, especially to yourself. If you say something out loud, you have to mean what you say to yourself. When they come and put me and my brother back in jail because my brother can't shut up and keep saying misogynistic things on podcasts, when they do that to us, I'll say out loud, I like jail. And that's it, done. I like jail now. This is great. I can chill, got cockroaches, everything's fine.
Oh my God.
I'm having a great time. But
oh my God, bro.
If my word, the only reason my word to myself is iron is because I don't waste it. So if you said resist the slave mind, escape the slave mind, good. I hope you mean what you said. I hope you watch every Fresh and Fit. I hope you watch emergency meetings. I hope you're in the war room. I hope you join Hustlers University. I hope you're in Myron's group. I hope you're working all the time. Hope you don't jerk off all day. Hope you ain't putting up with shit from that bitch who didn't give shit to the dude who was fucking her before you. I hope you're behaving yourself. Don't be fucking lying. Because if we catch you slipping.
It's your ass.
Shadow realm.
To the shadow
realm.
I'll banish you to the shadow.
The darkness.
You don't want to be banished to the shadow realm by me. Trust
Fresh
me.
banishment to
Trust
the
me.
shadow realm.
Yeah, man, you can't see me at all. A-Rap Uncut says, my favorite faggots.
Okay, thanks,
Okay,
man.
we're on Rumble, so it's fine.
Yeah, we can say this.
Yeah, well,
Shout out to fucking
that
Rumble.
sounds like more of a reflection on you, and how you see watching panel shows with 4 dudes than what we're actually doing. I feel like you're holding up the mirror here, bro. And you know, I'm seeing rainbows.
We might not make it out of Romania.
Yeah.
We might not make. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I came in. We had a chat about some certain things. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, this is gonna be off the pod. We're just chatting, whatever. And like, we're gonna have a chill pod, right? With the guys, talk some shit. You know, talk about some stuff. And then Andrew just comes out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck?
Guns blazing, bro.
Myron, don't worry. I got everything hooked up. I got the cigarette plug. I got people to clean our rooms for
Hey,
us.
man.
I got the roach killers. I'm good, man.
Fuck it, bro.
Bro, I
Jail's
can
gonna be
get
great.
extra
Hey,
pillows.
let's do it.
I've got it all set up.
I'll go to jail with y'all.
You know,
I'll go to jail with y'all,
I'll
man.
talk to my boys.
What?
Central
Nigga,
Arrest,
hey.
room 5.
I'll go to jail with y'all, man.
Nigga, I'm black, bro. I want to be in jail.
you'll be fine. You'll be
We're
fine.
all black here, actually. Never mind.
Let's go see Mustafa.
What the?
The OG.
Tell him the story about Mustafa, bro. Yo, tell him the story about Mustafa.
You want to tell him?
Yeah, you can tell it.
Oh, man.
So Mustafa was a guy who we went to jail with. So half Turkish, half Romania. He thought he was absolutely hilarious. He became the hero of everybody in jail. So we don't look out the window at this dude, Mustafa. When you were like, oh, the Tates are probably having a bad time. I feel so bad for him. Myron, come on, you should have known better. There was this guy, Mustafa. He was the entertainment for the entire jail. Imagine like a coliseum watching a warrior at work. All the prison windows, you could see this guy's cell. And what you do is, when the whole jail start chanting, Mustafa, Mustafa, is he'd start smashing his room up and taking anything he could and throwing it out the window. So the first few days I saw him do this, he was ripping up his mattress, throwing the feathers from his pillow out, throwing his bar of soap out, and everyone would cheer every time he got something out the window. He ended up breaking the glass to his window. It's February, it's -10. Mustafa's cold as fuck, no blanket, sleeping on a concrete floor, but then the cheering would start again, the chanting would start. Mustafa, Mustafa, Mustafa. And then, out of nowhere, you just hear these noises, this banging. The guards would be like, oh, we're not going to go beat him up now. He's got nothing left in his room. And he'd be kicking the wall, trying to break off bits of tile, peel off bits of metal from the bed frame. And every time he threw something out the window, the jail would erupt. So, obviously, I like Mustafa. Every time I saw him, I'm passing him in the hallways. He ain't got no cigarettes. He's broke. I'm the rich guy in jail. I'm the cigarette boss.
Yeah.
The cigarette don of jail. So I hand him some cigarettes every time I see him. So then Mustafa had the bright idea of going into various cells where he had beef with people who didn't like his bullshit, smashing up their cell, and telling everyone, I'm with the Tate brothers now. I'm with the Tate brothers now. You see how big they are. Don't fuck with me. But he's in his cell with these people.
Ah, shit.
I'm on a different cell on a different floor.
Yeah.
I can't back him up.
Yeah.
Not that I would.
Yeah.
And I heard he got his ass whooped about 8 or 9 times throwing my name around jail.
Damn.
The Marlboro Maverick.
Mustafa's a legend.
And you thought I was having a bad time?
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready to go back.
I'll tell you this. So you said so the story was he basically threw everything out of his room, right?
Yes.
On the last day.
He broke his window.
He broke his window, threw everything out.
the cold.
And then you guys call him Mustafa. So he's like trying to find something. He's kicking the door, whatever. And then what did he find?
A piece of brick, a piece of tile.
Piece of rock this big.
Yeah.
Bro.
Anything you could just
Anything.
break in the
Throws it
room.
out the window and everyone goes crazy.
Everyone goes, yeah, Mustafa, yeah, you're a
Never give up,
champion.
baby. Let me
you know
get
the
from
thing-
that. Never give up.
You know the thing? It was actually, honestly, grade A entertainment. I mean, outside here in the free world, I mean, there are good things like Fresh and Fit, emergency meetings, but
Yeah.
when you're locked in that jail cell, that's as good as any EM, any Fresh and Fit podcast. That will keep you locked on that window for hours on end.
And then
there-
eventually that rock comes out and everyone
That-
goes crazy.
Exactly.
Because they
pulled it
knew
off.
he didn't have shit.
No, nothing.
There you go. See, sometimes as a man, when you're under pressure, you got to perform. You got to do the impossible. You've already thrown everything out your room. Everybody's going to cheer your name. You get to be a gladiator or a hero if you manage to pull it off. You've destroyed all the glass, destroyed your TV, destroyed your bed, your pillow, mattress. Everything's gone. You can barely sleep. You're on a concrete floor. It's -10. But people are shouting your name. You need to perform. So you're going to punch a wall, damage your hand to the point you can get a small piece of brick the size of a pea, and you're going to throw it out the window so that everyone thinks you're a hero again for 15 seconds.
Either die a hero or
That-
live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Gladiator.
Legend.
And you know, I wanted the people to hear that story because even though it's like hilarious, it goes to show the power of resilience.
Legend. Legend
Jump
in
in,
here as
jump
well,
in, brother.
man.
Jump in. Can we get him a mic? I could plug.
Share that one.
Okay, I could plug them up. I mean, too, if needed.
Nah, we're good.
So yeah, dude, fucking. So the more of that story, why I wanted you guys to hear that story was, literally, and he was getting his ass whooped every time he did this, guys.
Yes.
But he gets his ass whooped, but he still found a way. Got it done because he understood. Yo, I got to perform. I got to make this shit happen.
Wait,
And he
there's
made it
no
happen.
way. There's no way. Tens of thousands, probably millions of people are going to watch this, and his jail antics are now become a worldwide sensation. You see, the guards doubted him.
Yeah.
People doubted him. The females in the prison on the opposite block who laughed at him doubted this man, and he is now world famous. His struggle and his perseverance in his time of hardship are now echoed to every corner of the world. Everybody who watches Fresh and Fit, everybody who watches Emergency Meeting now knows the name Mustafa. I think he actually has been sentenced to like 7 years.
All 30K of you.
In
Bro,
seven
when he
years.
gets out in 7 years, he'll have a great podcast.
Yeah.
Great. We'll have
Guys,
you on
literally.
we'll have you on the pod, Mustafa.
Him,
Shout to you, bro.
him overcoming the adversity and punching the fucking wall, right, breaking his hand, and getting his ass whooped after the fact, literally got him mentioned on a podcast for not giving up. That's crazy,
He
bro.
shows you, bro. Never give up.
Never give up, guys.
Ever.
Funny how the universe works.
So for those Fresh and Fit viewers who do not know this man right here is named Marcel Mullings. He's a very old friend of mine. I've known this guy for about 20 years or something.
20 plus.
Yeah, he's now streaming on Rumble. At the end of this show, you'll tell him where to find your channels, etc., etc., etc. But
So tell us all why the bitches are out of control.
why are the bitches out of control, Marcel?
Can't answer that.
Whoa, oh,
What?
whoa!
Whoa!
You're on the wrong motherfucking podcast, Marcel.
Come on, bro.
Let me tell you why. They're all delusional. That's the thing.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Welcome to Valentine's Day, bitches.
Oh, it's true. It's true. The delusion's crazy as well. And they see this fantasy life online and they think that it's real. They try to push it onto other people and it just doesn't work.
You know, I'm going to say something very controversial that you four might get mad at me for. I don't think these bitches are out of control. Hear me out. Hear me out. Right? No. Let me finish. On esteemed podcasts like Fresh Fit, I know you only invite the finest of ladies onto your podcast.
Of course.
Only the best.
The classiest of ladies.
The best of the best.
But you know, the problem is, I don't think there's anything wrong with any of these women. Let me tell you why. Because I've got, how many cars do we have, Andrew?
59.
59 cars.
Well,
So-
we brought the brand new Vantage,
Okay.
60.
60 cars. So today I was driving the BMW X6. It's got 5 seats. It ain't the fastest. I had to take everyone out to dinner. It had its use case.
You almost
right?
killed me, man. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Wasn't
well,
fast.
I mean,
What the fuck do you mean?
well, it's still $200,000 car. It's the slowest shit I got, Myron. Come on, give me a break. But hear me out.
You
There's
almost
nothing-
killed me.
There's nothing wrong with these women. Because let me tell you, as a man, as a connoisseur, an ex-connoisseur of women, I've now grown up. Obviously, my girlfriend's probably watching this stream, but I've grown up. But back in my womanizing days, right, I was known to date 1 or 2 women. I was known to do this, right? And when everyone's like, oh, these girls trash, she just wants to hang out with the millionaire on his boat and suck his dick. Let me tell you something. Sometimes when you're the millionaire and you're on your boat, you need someone to suck your dick. No questions asked. Now, the problem is when you try to use the wrong tool for the wrong job. So if I said, you know what, I'm going to take you all to the restaurant, let's jump in the Ferrari, it wouldn't work. And you'd be like, this is uncomfortable, this is bullshit, this simply isn't working. So when you take the girl who wants to be on the millionaire's boat and suck the millionaire's dick, and you try to wife her up, you've made a problem. But there are wives out there. The issue is people seeing the boat dick hoe and trying to make her the wife. And then people like you even are guilty of this on your podcast. You're like, you know, girls, you need to be like this if you're ever going to find a good man. It's too late for them. There's no saving them, Myron. The wives,
trying, man.
The wives are out there, and they're probably, no offense, not responding to your request to sell the question. They're just not. So nothing's wrong with anyone because everyone's got their use case. I'm telling you, I've been known to sit on boats and get my dick sucked, and I didn't marry any of them, and I had a wonderful fucking weekend. So what's wrong? Nothing.
There is a valid point that
We're going to jail.
we're going to jail. There's a valid point.
Wow.
Let me try and save us from jail now by removing the gender from the argument.
Jail. Jail.
As a man, you have friends for business and friends that you come to who you need advice and friends you rely on in a fight. And then maybe you have a friend that you hang around with just because they're an idiot and you get drunk sometimes. And you have a friend for X and a friend for Y and a friend for Z, etc. As a man, if you have your game right and you're not the kind of emotional idiot who gives his heart away to anyone who'll touch his little pee-pee, because that's what happens with these guys.
Yes.
They meet a hoe and it's like, she touched my pee-pee. I love her.
She's the one.
Like an idiot, right? So what you have to do is just keep everyone firmly in their lane. Keep the wives as wives. Keep the hoes as hoes, enjoy them for what they are, and enjoy the tapestry of life. You don't want all the girls to be hoes. And truthfully, for all the red pill traditional men out there, you don't want all the girls to be wives either, sir.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me.
Don't
lie to me.
You don't want none of the girls to be hoes. I'm looking at you all.
What? Zero.
Amen.
No, sorry.
Zero.
I'm looking at you.
I love the hoes,
You
bro.
don't want none of them to be hoes. You don't want that.
I love the hoes, bro.
So you keep them in the right.
Just saying.
If you keep them in the right place, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
So whose fault is it actually?
The man's fault.
It's the man's fault because he gets emotional when they touch his little pee-pee.
Exactly.
That's what
That's
happens.
because men ain't men now, though.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
And they have full-on emotional breakdowns, and they end up pouring their heart out to some random bitch. And she's like, "What? I didn't want this. I just want. You should regret what happened, like I do. Why are you telling me you love me? It's disgusting. It's vile." And then they just flood her with money, and they manage to keep her around because her bills need paying. Then they get down on one knee and end up cucked out, and bro, fighting Dylan Dennis and all this sorts of crazy.
Listen, enjoy
That
the
was
experience,
crazy.
guys.
Like that's a perfect example
Yeah.
of like when your girl does stupid shit, how it can come back to literally haunt you. She made the dude.
Oh, are we gonna talk about this?
Hey man,
Well,
like,
isn't it our best friend though?
Let's because I'm going to try and segue because I'm trying to avoid internet beefs, bro. I want to say something. My life is hard. I got government 1 after me. I got government 2 after me. Government 3 after me. They're trying to put me in jail. I got to go to court. I'm on bail. I got to pay the bills. Baby mama's crying. Why do you only give me $100,000 this month? Bro, I don't need internet beef. I don't need it. So I'm just trying to behave. But I'll let you carry on.
yeah, I know. No, I mean, yeah.
He's like,
It's just
but-
like, bro, I just got to keep it a million. Like, yo, that is a perfect example of a girl tarnishing everything you worked for off of her doing some dumb shit 10 years ago.
The thing is about women is, as misogynistic as people pretend I am, because I'm not a misogynist, I actually love women so much that I want to guide them towards the light so they understand themselves better so they don't make these mistakes.
That is
I'm
true.
a nice guy.
That is true.
That's why all these women send me love letters. But the truth is, as a man, if you have a good woman can be the best thing about your life and your greatest source of strength. And if you have a bad woman, she'll fuck your head up and
Yep.
fuck your life up and fuck your reputation up on every level. A woman can make or break a man's life. Same job, same house, same car, same dog, same sofa, same bed. Different bitch, different reality.
Yeah.
Bro, different reality. And even worse, you'll notice this the most when you have a girl who flips, who was cool, and now she ain't. And you're like, everything was good. Now you're upset. What? Over what? And you'll see. But a woman can make or break a man's life. That's why it's so important you make the correct decisions and you don't end up taking the wrong woman from the wrong background, trying to put a triangle in the square circle. You remember when you were a kid and you had that little ball?
Yeah.
And you had the triangle,
Yeah.
and the triangle shape, and you had the square shape, and you had the hoe shape.
Yeah.
And you had the hoe circle.
Marcel's still working on it.
Yeah. Try.
You got the hoe hole, and you got the wife hole. You're all fucking kerfuffled.
You're kerfuffling.
You're kerfuffling with the hose, and then you're wondering why you're upset your whole life. Bruh.
Yeah, your girl is over here posting pictures of herself in her prime, fucking up your prime. Now you can't sell the prime, and you're looking fucking crazy in your prime.
How about
you know what I'm saying? Like,
enjoy
goddamn.
enjoy the experience, enjoy the ride, and wait for the whole facts to show up. Once that shows up,
But
the whole
that's
facts.
what I'm trying to say. Like, these photos
Yeah.
happened like 10 years ago when she was in her prime, by the way.
Yeah.
Now he's in his prime, trying to sell fucking prime, and the stock is going down on
Oh,
the
you're
prime.
funny, you're funny.
While he's in his prime.
You're funny, bro.
Like, what the fuck is going on here, bro?
And the number one thing to look for all those dudes out there who aren't maybe as experienced as Walt, the womanizer.
What?
The number one
Walt,
thing,
that is
I'm
disgusting.
Walt, you misogynistic womanizer. I know you've been with too many girls. So listen, for all of those good Christian men like me who haven't been with many women, let me give you some advice. So if you've been with as many women as Walt, you learn this. The number one thing you need to look for, and I was telling a young man this recently, is honesty. Now, hear me out. Right.
Walt.
You get a choice of 2 chicks, right? You get a choice of 2 chicks. One of them says, "Hi, my body count is 8, and I used to be a stripper in college."
Oh.
Cool, all right?
Okay.
The other one says, "My body count is 2, and I've never worked as a stripper." But then you find out her body count's actually 5, and she did work as a stripper for 1 day. Now, you might think the one with the higher body count who worked as a stripper for a longer time is a worse girl, but the other one's worse because everything you find out that means her story was a lie, you could basically times by 100. Her body count's 300. She's been stripping and hooking her entire life. So what you actually want to look for is honesty. When girls come at you, you know, you meet the girl who's like 25, and she's like, oh, my body count's 1. You're like, you know, it takes months of investigation to ever believe that kind of story if you have the experience. But if you meet a girl who's 25 goes, oh, my body count's 6. I met these guys and they didn't take me seriously. At least, you know, at least she's telling the truth. Telling the truth is the number one thing you want to look for, and it's probably the number one green flag, and the number one red flag is lying. Because if you think that you know a girl's body count is 3, but then some 4th ex-boyfriend messages you, oh yeah, I was with her too, and you're like, it's actually 4. It's 4,000. It is 4,444,444. Because if you think you're looking at the tip of the iceberg, be like, I see the whole picture now, for I was blind and now I see, you are wrong.
That's true. That's actually
my body count's 10. You're like, all right, well, you know, fucked up a lot, but at least she's honest to me.
That's actually an interesting law of the universe, and you could apply this to nearly anything. It's not just girls, friends, anything. Whatever you catch someone doing, the odds of catching people doing things is actually very slim. So if you catch someone cheating, or you catch someone lying, or you catch someone being a snake, you have to understand of all the times you didn't catch them.
Yeah.
When you catch someone do something, if you catch a friend say something bad behind your back, you're like, oh, that's not that bad. No. Think of all the times you didn't catch it. Think of all the shit they said. Think of all the shit they said that you don't know about. That's the real lesson of all this, and that's true.
Because back in my womanizing days, when I used to hang out with Walt more, there was this time when I had this side chick. I was kind of dating her, right? And then she discovered I'm a changed man. She discovered that I actually had another girlfriend. She's like, I found your girlfriend, and these two girls started talking. Blah blah blah. We're friends now. We're friends.
That's disgusting.
Both your girlfriends have caught you, and we're friends. And they're messaging my phone. And I'm sitting there with my girlfriend, like, these two bitches are crazy. I didn't even. Neither of them were my girlfriend. Yeah. So they were like, oh, they caught me. They exposed my lie of having 2 girls. Oh yeah. Congratulations. What do you think that was it? I just blocked them both, and just me and my girlfriend and lived happily ever after ever since. I'm a changed man.
No, I will say
praise Jesus.
Potentially misogynistic comment coming in. You mentioned something about girls lying or whatever. Can they actually really be honest though? Hold on, let me go somewhere with this.
Interesting.
Everything about females is a lie. Makeup, heels, waist trainers, dresses to make themselves look slimmer, hair extensions, eyelashes, nails. Fucking, you don't even know when they're ovulating, right? Like it's all hidden. They don't show interest. Everything about them is a lie.
You know what I've realized too as well? We do the podcast every night pretty much, and girls always expose themselves. If not by themselves directly, somebody exposes those girls for doing something behind the scenes, but definitely you're going to find out they get exposed no matter what. So my thing is like, just wait your time, have the experience, enjoy them for the moment, but eventually they will expose themselves to you eventually. So
or and I'll be honest, I've met lots of good women in my life. Or you meet a girl, and I've done this before. Met a girl, whatever. She is what she is. Let me just hook her up with her on weekends and stuff. And then she starts buying you gifts, and she's really in love with you, and you're with her months and months and months, and you realize, you know what? There's no red flags, and there's nothing bad about her. So you know the truth shows itself in the end.
Over time.
Over time, the truth slowly reveals itself.
Yeah.
But when you rush it, you're fucked.
How many hoes you got, Walt?
I like this meme.
As a man of God,
How many girls you got? Do all your girls at home watching this now know about the girl you got here now?
You know what's funny, bro? I keep getting exposed on
They
the
do, and they get fucking mad and they block him.
Yeah, they get mad. Yeah. Because you know
we saw the dream.
No, that's not the same girl you met yesterday.
Should I describe them?
Yo, chill out, bro.
Fuck you, Walt. Fuck you.
Listen. I'm trying to be a good
Because
guy.
he be lying to these chicks. He be selling them the dream.
No, I'm just being nice.
What dream do you sell them?
Fresh.
I get them what
Tell
they want.
what you really
What
do.
dream do you sell them?
No.
Tell them, man.
I tell them what they want to hear. That's it.
So your lover boy method.
No. No. I'm giving them.
Officers, move in.
We got him. They deserve a man to treat them right. Okay, I'm doing that. Give them what they want to hear, and ultimately they love me. You know, so it's all good, bro. Anyhow, let's some more chats here.
Yo, Laurel. Yo, Fresh. You got. We're here with the Tates and shit. You got to. This nigga be telling bitches he loves them when he doesn't.
Whoa,
You're that guy.
you're one of them.
He's a lover boy for real.
And to think,
He's a lover boy for real.
I called you a
That
friend.
guy's about to come in this bitch.
What
We're
the
done.
fuck,
We're
bro?
To think I called you a friend.
Yo, no, but I do though.
Disgusting.
In the moment, anyhow,
I am
got some chats here, bro.
flabbergasted.
Yo, but you know who I learned from though? You know who taught me well? Tristan.
Me? I am shocked and offended.
Anyhow, Jacosa says, shout out to Snako getting in the ring with MMA champions. Wish you could have been here in Romania with you guys. Nonetheless, good to see legends reunite in the studio to compete with Myron's speech.
Yeah, I saw that clip. That was crazy. I don't know.
Thoughts on Snako?
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, Sniko took the licks, but what was his name? Sean. Sean was trying to hurt him.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
That's weird. I thought.
You know,
Yeah.
don't you just kind of feel like the whole fucking world is weird and everyone's fucking weird? Because let me tell you something that most people don't ponder or contemplate, but with my massive, monumental, global, intergalactic cognition, it crosses my mind. Every time I see any form of degeneracy or anything I don't like, I don't just think, people do degenerate things. I start to think, oh shit, degeneracy has now polluted and poisoned our institutions. For example, okay. Dudes watch tranny porn. That's weird. Cool. But the next time I'm in the doctor's office, I'm like, do you watch tranny porn, motherfucker? Oh, you got a white coat on, Mr. fucking doctor. Oh, I'm a doctor. Then I'm like, yeah, you're driving a Civic. You're not even that rich and shit. You're probably watching tranny porn. Does my judge watch tranny porn? Does the fucking lawyer watch tranny porn? You know what I mean? It starts polluting my brain. So every time I see anything bad happen in the world, I start looking at all these people. Next time a police officer comes up to me and goes, sir, I'm like, sir, what? You fucking watch tranny porn, G. I don't trust anybody anymore.
Yo.
I don't trust anyone anymore. Am I going crazy?
No,
Maybe I'm going crazy. But as the more fucked up the world gets, I just start applying it to all these power structures we're supposed to rely on for fairness and justice and safety and for all of society to function. And then you look at your senators and they stand there and they're watching tranny porn and you're just like, I'm living in a fucking circus. Nothing makes sense anymore to me. I don't understand. I don't know why Sniko thought he could fight a professional MMA fighter. And I also don't know why Sean decided to take his fucking face off. I don't understand anything anymore. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Circus world.
I don't get it.
Valentizi says, question for Andrew and Tristan. Do you guys follow FNF the whole time? And how have they been holding you guys up while you were down? It needs to be appreciated.
I'll talk about this. One, since the day Andrew has first done the FNF podcast, I have been following FNF. Do I watch every single show? No. Do I watch everything they do? No. But have they been my friends since the day I shook their hands in Miami? Yes. So as my friends, I've always supported them in their journey. I've supported what they do.
Yes.
And I do roughly and loosely, with my limited free time, follow what they do. Two, now, you know what this is, Andrew? You know what this is? In fact, I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here, if you'll excuse me.
Go ahead.
This is another COVID-19. Hear me out. So, COVID-19 hits, everyone pussies up, wears the masks, shuts the fuck up, takes their vaccines. Afterwards, after the fact, it's, yeah, I knew it was bullshit. Yeah, mask, yeah, vaccines, yeah, I'll never fall for that again. You know what it is? The bravery of people like me and you from day one, nah, COVID's bullshit. Ain't having any of it. And we just fucking flew to Sweden and started fucking bitches and whatever I used to do back then. Before I met Walt. So, but, nowadays, here's the thing. If you don't know me that well, and I get arrested for human trafficking, you never know. Next week, they might find a dungeon under my house with 400 women trapped in it. That obviously didn't happen, was never going to happen. But, I mean, I met you 4 or 5 times. You didn't know me like that.
Yeah.
But from day one when I got picked up, same as I got Russell Brand's back, never met that guy,
yeah.
I knew it was bullshit. These guys knew it was bullshit and called it out on day one.
Yep.
Now a bunch of people will be like, well, they got falsely accused 1 year and 10 months ago, and they keep getting more free, and yeah, it's bullshit. And you know what? I knew it was bullshit. Shut the fuck up.
You didn't know.
Bullshit.
Yeah, no.
These guys... Thierry Baudet, the fucking Netherlands politician who stood up in Parliament and said this is bullshit, and a few other dudes from day one called this out as bullshit. Plus, these guys know how many women Andrew gets, so they knew he ain't no human trafficker.
What do you mean?
Hey.
No. Stop the pod.
You know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, like, now, you don't need to human traffic if you got a bunch of beautiful women.
recall
is the womanizer.
I know.
no.
But out of me and you,
wait.
Walt lies to all his women. What the fuck? Yo, if you're watching this, Walt lies. If you're one of Walt's girls,
he doesn't love you.
He doesn't love you. He never did, and he never will.
Yo,
he's a human trafficker and a lover boy.
Who is this, bro?
Walt is a piece of shit misogynist. Aren't you, Walt? Does that girl next door know? Do those girls at home know the girl next door? Walt,
Yo, bro.
Walt,
Send Walt to jail. Send Walt to jail. Jail for Walt. Get a hashtag on Twitter running. Jail for Walt. Hashtag.
As a man of God, bro, I don't know what we're talking about. By the way,
You guys don't know how much I'm enjoying this. I can think of one girl right now back in Miami that's watching this fuming.
Yeah, she's sitting there. Are they joking? She's texting me now. Are they joking? Afterwards, we'll be like, it was just for the show. Listen to me, my love. Listen to me, young lady. No, listen. No, you seem like you're a nice young lady. Please listen to me.
Hey, her name's Brown.
I'm not lying.
What the fuck, bro?
I'm not lying to you about Walt.
Brown, this for you.
He's gonna lie to you. He's gonna cheat on you. He's gonna cheat on you tonight after this podcast. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna text you. He's gonna say he didn't do it. He's gonna say he didn't mean it. But I promise you,
this is a
that's
joke.
what his intention.
This is a joke.
He's gonna cheat on you. He's gonna cheat on you.
This is not true. This is a joke.
He's a cheater.
What the fuck?
You are a cheater, Walter. And it's disgusting. It's terrible.
Misogynist.
Bro, where am I? Anyhow, as I recall, I
This
was
is fucking
given to the
fantastic.
church. I was being a good man of honor, and I told some tips here and there, but that was about it.
No, nigga, you have fun when the girls come on that I've had sex with before on the show. So fuck you. I hope you're watching this right now, Brown. Everything was
Do you know how you know? Let me tell you. Let me tell you how you know you have good friends.
What the fuck, man?
Fuck you, Fresh.
Let me tell you how you know you have good friends. I can tell you why Marcel's been my friend for 20 years, and I can also tell you why these guys are my friends. Because the primary objective of your friends as a man, when you're with them, you should feel like your enemy is harmless.
Yeah.
When you're by yourself, you're worried about what your enemy might do. Whether it's guys on the street who want to stab you, whether it's a government who want to put you in jail, whether it's a tax man trying to take your money, you're worried about what the government or what the guys on the street or what your enemies are going to do. But when you're with your friends, all their bullshit seems harmless. Now, I'm sure when I get dragged back to jail, I'll be thinking, why did I believe that Fresh and Fit podcast would save me from this predicament? But at the time, you just think, fuck it, I'm with the guys. And that's when you're with your real friends. If you find yourself in a group of men and you feel like your enemy can't do anything to you, that's when you have good friends. And that's how you know you're with your friends. And that's why my brother and I like to live with our friends permanently, so we stay permanently beyond the reaches of the devils and the demons who are trying to destroy our life because we do nothing but tell the truth about the world. When you are with your guys, your enemy can't do nothing.
And the hoes. But by the way, I will say this. Andrew, Tristan, you're telling the truth. I do like the hoes.
So you do cheat?
No, I know. Hold on.
The girl in the house said, how long gonna be?
What's her name, Brown?
Can I address this
Brown
properly, please? So
it's going down.
Listen.
You're gonna frown.
Okay, look. This is the honest to God truth. I do like the girls.
He's a clown.
Only the hoes, though. The ones I care about, I don't like to. Anyhow, let's continue. By the way, that was $500 from Valentizzi. Shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to you, man.
Diglett says, hell has frozen over. Hell has frozen over. Okay.
Let's hope so. There's too many of the demons up here on earth.
Literally.
Satan's.
Facts.
Demon. You know what? Another thing I'm going to say, going to sound crazy. I don't give a fuck. I've decided one of the only... Being rich, they say more money, more problems. That is true, but I'm not going to say being rich is bad, because being rich is obviously fantastic. But one of the best things about being rich is you get to develop these really weird principles that you get to go through with life, because you don't have to talk to anyone you don't want to talk to or associate with anyone you don't want to associate with. And you also, another amazing thing about being rich is because if you have status and money, you can save the most important thing in the world, which is time. And let me give you a very quick example. If you're a normal dude, and you want to do business with someone, you have to walk in and be like, hey, bro, oh, hey, nice to meet you. And you have to have all the small talk, and you have to chat to them and make them like you and try and convince them to do business with you. And you have to waste your time. And time is more valuable than anything. But when you're rich and important, you just sit down and say, yeah, you want to do business? Do this. Boom, boom, done. Same with chicks. Dudes have to go on a date with a girl. I like you too. It wastes like 4 fucking hours, bro. I ain't got hours. Sit down. Yeah, top G, let's go. Boom. I get to save my time. It's fantastic. Another thing that's good about being rich and important is you get to be ridiculously principled. So you strangely get to make up reasons. Like, you could come to me with a business offer for $100 million, but if you're a vegan,
Yeah.
it goes against my principles. So because I'm rich, I get to make up stuff. And I've made up something. And I made this up. I made this up. And I live by it. I have decided that the demons from hell are amongst us. And I have decided that if you're perspicacious enough and pay enough attention, you can see them. Please, call me crazy. Go out in Miami tonight and look around you. And for once in your life, don't look at your fucking screen and don't sit there with fog brain or TikTok mind. Actually pay attention and look at people up and down and start to notice them. Who's this guy? What they wearing? Who's that? Who's this person? What's that? And then you're going to see somebody and you're going to look at them and you're going to look at the look in their eye and look at the way they're walking. And you're going to say, that's a fucking demon. That ain't a person. That's something bad. I've got a bad vibe about that person. Some of these demons have bright blue hair and they pretend they're a gender they're not, and they're very obvious. Some of them are a bit more inconspicuous and you have to work it out. I truly believe they walk amongst us, and I truly believe if you pay attention, you can see them. And I'll tell you something right now. I don't care how slick you're dressed or how fast you talk. If you walk in and I get demon vibes from you, I will look you straight in the face and say, you're a demon. Goodbye, sir. Done. I believe they're here. I believe it. How else can we explain the spiritual war in which we're under, where there are people who purport and endlessly try and perpetuate lies, which they know are not true, to enslave all of humanity, including our future bloodlines? They're demons. They're demons working for Satan. And someone can come to me and say, Andrew, you made that up. That's crazy. There's no proof there's demons. And I have a study here from the Matrix that says demons aren't real. And I'm going to sit and say, I'm a fucking billionaire and you're broke. So how about you get fucked and I'm looking for the demons? You can go through life with TikTok brain. You're not looking out for them. I am. If I'm ever in public and you ever see me and you see me scanning the room and you're like, why is he looking back and forth? He already has armed security. Why is he looking place to place? I am looking for demons because they exist and they walk amongst us. And I mean that.
And they transform as well.
Right here.
And they take our attention away from what the fuck's really going on. You got Ice Spice dumbass at the Super Bowl with an upside down cross.
Taylor Swift.
doing fucking devil hands.
Doing devil hands and shit. Meanwhile, what?
If you're gonna do
1,000 people got bombed in Gaza.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do devil hands, don't be a 3.
Yeah.
I think would be a good rule. Don't be a chubby 3.
Okay, but no, let's
with ugly hair.
But let's go back
Look
to
like a
the
dirty Q-tip.
But let's go back to the
Spice a
Dirty
3?
Q-tip girl.
Bro, 3.
I thought she had much.
She's a 3.
I thought she was a much.
Let's go back to the point I just made, though.
She's black, bro.
On a very serious note, you have someone wearing an upside-down cross making devil symbols at the biggest cultural event in American history.
Yep.
Everything I said about how you can see demons if you pay attention. Did you look at her and think that's a demon? Maybe you didn't, but after listening to this, please pay attention. She is wearing an upside-down cross. The Matrix has made her famous. Nobody knows why. It's certainly not because of fucking talent.
I think she's wearing Balenciaga, too.
And she's wearing Balenciaga, which we know...
Child molesters.
Which are child molesters.
Molestiaga.
And she's making devil symbols. What kind of clue are you looking for if those aren't the clues you need? What do you want her to do next?
Let me interject.
Grow horns?
Sorry. As a Christian, I know you're a Muslim. As a Christian, I need 20 seconds to interject. An upside-down cross is not actually a demonic symbol, just like a rainbow is not actually a sign of LGBTQ. An upside-down cross used to be a very good Christian symbol. It's called the Cross of St. Peter, because when St. Peter was ordered to be executed via crucifixion, he told the centurions executing him, I refuse to die the same way as Christ. I am not worthy. And they crucified St. Peter on an upside-down cross, and it's called the Cross of St. Peter, and it used to be a good Christian symbol, like the rainbow used to be a good Christian symbol. I'm not saying Ice Spice is a good Christian, because she's clearly using it in the demonic way, but I will jump in there for half a second to defend the Cross of St. Peter, because there are some good Christians who use that symbol.
Of course. But, okay, let me ask you a question then.
A lot of you guys don't know. Tristan's
It
the
wasn't
historian.
Ice Spice. I'm not defending
No,
her.
let me ask you.
Yeah.
Please,
Tristan is the historian.
What is the probability that Ice Spice knows about St. Peter's crucifix? Or is she wearing that shit to say, I'm a demon, everyone, but no one's paying attention because you're too busy with your TikTok brain. So look, devil symbols, demon sign, look at me. And I guarantee no one came up to her at the Super Bowl once and said, you're a demon. I would have.
And
I don't want a picture. I want to. You are demonic.
Sorry, and Andrew.
Goodbye.
And Andrew, nobody.
Goodbye.
Also.
History buff.
Nobody came up to her at the Super Bowl and said, "Thanks for representing the struggle of St. Peter," either. So,
Yeah.
I just like like the rainbow they corrupted. I just do want to put that out there because there are churches in Romania with upside down crosses in them and stuff, but that's not satanic.
Yeah.
Well,
Ice
I just learned
Spice
something.
certainly is.
Start paying attention. Start looking for the demons. You're going to see them.
You will.
Everyone's going to call me crazy, but when you start looking, you're going to remember what I just said, and you're going to start to see them. And once you start to see them, your entire view of the world will change. And then what changes by extension are statistics and demographics. And next time they say, get on this bus, You know what I think? I don't get on the bus. I'm not broke. But for example, if someone were to say to me, get on the bus, a few things would cross my mind. Firstly is, do I have a VIP seat? Secondly, is anyone going to talk to me? Because I don't want to talk to anyone. And thirdly, I'd think there's 40 people on that bus. There's at least 2 demons on that bus. So when I get on the bus and I'm walking through the aisles, I'm scanning. Who are the demons? As soon as you're in crowds, this is something, I don't like going out. I don't like going to crowds, really. I don't like being around public people. I don't like being in really public places. If I do, I have armed guards. It's very private. It's not just because of security. If I go to a place where there's hundreds of people, demons are in there. They're amongst us, bro.
That's true.
If I don't know you and there's a couple of you, maybe you're cool. But if I don't know you and there's a group of you, there's demons. And anyone who sits and thinks I'm crazy, that's fine. I guarantee you, you take 100 random people from the street and you put them in any scenario, and that doesn't have to be an extreme scenario. It can be the scenario of a bit of PTSD. It can be the scenario of they need to eat and there's some hunger going on. It can be the scenario of you having gold in your hand and they want that gold. You will see people become demons pretty fucking fast. You'll see it. You get 100 random people on the street, you walk amongst them with the wrong watch on, and you'll see a demon. Because he'll take your fucking life for a piece of metal. You'll see it, bruv.
Yeah.
You'll see it. They're out there.
And I mean, hell, right now it's Valentine's Day, right? Back in the States. And there's people right now that literally are trying to give roses or fucking court some chick that's a fucking demon and they don't even fucking know it.
Oh, there you go.
She's a semen demon or whatever kind of demon you guys want to fucking say. You guys over here white knighting for these girls trying to give her a fucking rose when in reality, that rose will die in 2 days with that bitch, man. She's fucking...
In London is crazy as well. They're the worst ones.
Set up chicks in London.
Oh.
Bro,
set up chicks, yeah.
We can talk about that all day. You could tell.
Tell the audience what a setup chick is.
Yeah, Marcel?
What they do is they'll like go and find someone on Instagram, like court them and act like they like them, get them to meet them, and then like ring their boys and say, all right, we're here, blah blah blah. Whatever, rush it, take all his stuff, or they'll drug him first, or they'll rush him. That happened in Luton. One guy got drugged. And then he must have woke up and they stabbed him, he died.
I remember.
Wow.
I remember, yeah. I remember that was like a few years ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Happens in Miami all the time too.
Yeah.
Demons,
They just
bro.
don't go to the police because they're embarrassed because the girl like drugs him and then steals all his shit and he's like, damn, I don't want to go to the cops like I got. Colombia happens a lot too. Like, yeah, man, there's like some really like scum, like, and the thing is like so many guys are like willing to commit to these fucking girls that are terrible people and you guys want to go ahead and make them your Valentine.
It's
Like,
not just commit. You know what the crazy thing about it? It's not just commit, it's the thirst, because the average man is afraid to risk his life in any regard. He's afraid to say what he thinks because he doesn't want to lose his job, which affects his life. And he's afraid to have a controversial opinion. And if his boy was under attack, he'd be afraid to fight because he doesn't want to die. And he's afraid to do all these things. He lives in fear. But he risks his life for basic pussy any chance he gets.
Damn.
Any chance he gets, he'll risk his life for pussy. He'll end up running around with some girl he barely knows.
Welcome back to your place.
She's putting on Instagram their location the entire time.
Drive miles for it.
Miles in a city he doesn't know.
at all.
Bro, and you
not even know the language.
And they'll only, bro, that's even worse. You took out my mouth.
Colombia.
There's dudes so fucking desperate, they're gonna go to South America,
Passport bros.
where they chop your head off with chainsaws.
Not all, by the way, not all.
Fall in love with a 6 in the club and follow her to the favela.
Oh, shit.
I might get a blowjob. Like, bro, you're risking your life. What are you risking your life for? Doesn't that show the absolute highest level of thirst? It's insane. The average man, if you were to find the average man on the street and say, let's analyze with the power of the Lord above and look at your entire life you've ever done. And let's look at the last 10 times you've risked your life. I guarantee it's for pussy.
Yeah.
And I guarantee it ain't even good pussy. I guarantee it's used pussy, basic pussy on a 5. And he's risking his life for that shit. You need to start paying more attention, get your priorities in
I'm going
order.
to go into this a little bit because actually me and Myron, with these guys have been here for a few hours and they were at the house and me and Myron were talking. And we had a conversation about Ukraine and Myron was saying, yeah, guys keep saying to me, come to Kiev, there's no men here, it's all girls. Well, one sec. Eastern European pussy is good. Eastern European women are beautiful. You want to go to a fucking war zone for the chance of getting some pussy.
Damn.
And I looked at my mouse and Myron, would you go to Kiev? He just shook his head at me. I'm going to a war zone for pussy. Well, for 2 reasons. One, because there's no pussy worth risking your life for. And 2, I genuinely believe it's evil. Now, everyone knows my views on the Ukraine-Russian conflict, and everyone knows that I don't think Ukraine are saints, and I think that, Russia was forced to act. Everyone knows my perspective. However, the young, brave men of Ukraine are good guys who think they're doing the right thing, who are dying in droves because foreign interests have funded this fucking war, and they're being sent to their fucking deaths. Now, if I was in Ukraine, if I was in Kiev, and for some reason, let's say I had an injury and I was not drafted into the conflict, and my brother and my cousin and my father and my uncle and my friends had died in this fucking war that the Americans fucking did their little magic to make happen, and I saw some fucking American in a club in Kiev go, hey Myron, come over here. It's all girls. I slit his fucking throat. and you're going over there. You're going over there to a high testosterone environment, because Ukrainian men are not pussies, and Ukrainian men are not cowards. And what, to get some pussy, to have some sex, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Crazy.
You should be ashamed of yourself, because what you're doing is you are being a vulture. You're being a vulture on the suffering of others so you can get your little fucking pee-pee wet. I hope something bad happens to you if you're going there for pussy right now. I really do. Stay the fuck out of Ukraine.
Getting girls can't be this hard.
Okay, yeah.
It is
Yeah.
for some people, man.
It's the white people, bro.
As the whitest man here, I'm offended.
I'm going to be racist against white people because for some reason that's allowed.
It is allowed.
It's allowed. So we'll be racist against white people.
You may proceed.
So anyway, Walt's so black.
Yeah, I'm so black. This
That's why I got all the hosts.
Can't see, man.
Yeah, he has got. He's got. Oh, maybe he's Mr. Producer.
Let me ask you a question, because and this is probably going to end up being played against me in court. But fucking wham! What is it? Who cares? If I say imagine a school shooter in your mind, what color are they?
white.
Right. Now, the men who go there and they're shooting up schools and saying, "Do you like me now, bitch?" Da-da-da. Are they getting laid?
No.
Okay. If I say imagine a pedophile, you're going to imagine an old fat white dude. True or false? True.
White.
Because he ain't getting no pussy. True. Now, Winston, my G, from the island,
Bomba.
he's got no car. He's got no money. But he has game. He ain't got a place to live. He's 52. His girlfriend's 28. Don't know how he did it. She ain't even ugly. She's all right. Winston has no need to go on childporn.com. It's the white boys doing that shit. True or false?
True.
I'm telling you.
It's all right.
They ain't got the melanin. Something's lacking, and they end up down there in Colombia. You know, it's great down here. The girls are great down here, bro. You got $6, you idiot. You're talking about being a fucking G, being a pimp, you dummy. And no wonder you're gonna get drugged and fucking robbed.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Girls in foreign countries, bro, it's funny because guys go over there to get better girls, right? The problem is they're not better guys. But as a result, those girls see them as a mark, take advantage of them, and they still get finesse. So my thing is like, you gotta be the man I didn't want to be around anyway. Joaquin Clay says, shout out to FNF and the Tates, saving lives out here. Keep changing the world, top G's. Shout out to you, bro. We have here as well, again, Diglett says, fresh as a man of God on God. Thank you. Thank you, my friend.
Fresh, you ain't
said
getting
that
out of this.
super
Brown, don't listen to this.
DJ,
Yeah, no.
You said that yourself. You've been on your phone wall. Are you
plan.
sending super chats?
I am not.
And spending your own money
am not.
to yourself to Aikido away the truth.
Brown, because
We're
I'm
on to you.
What the fuck, nigga?
because I'm actually a man of God, I will put you on a private plane overnight from Miami here so you can catch him red-handed. And I'll film it for Rumble. If you want it, reach out to Myron. You get a private jet. He'll be asleep with his chick. He'll be flying through the sky.
Listen.
Eating caviar. And when he wakes up in the morning, hi guys, I'm Walt. Boom, boom. He's going to have to see your face. And I'm going to film it all. And we're going to release it on Rumble.
I'm here for work,
The
okay?
offer is open.
And then you can throw the caviar on him.
I'm here to work.
You're working. You're working.
It'll match the skin.
I want to talk a little bit. Now you're on the subject of white people. I want to talk a little bit about Ted Bundy.
Okay.
Okay. We had a whole discussion on Ted Bundy.
You know what? We know because me and Myron had this discussion earlier, and I want to say a little something about Ted Bundy. Because Andrew, what did you say? Imagine a school shooter. What does he look like? Imagine a child molester. What does he look like? Imagine a sexual predator. What does he look like? You know why I hate Ted Bundy? I'm sure there are some Ted Bundy fans watching this who love Ted Bundy. I don't. Personally, I think he's a bit fucked up. You know why I hate Ted Bundy? Hear me out. Because he was handsome. Now, you think I'm crazy. I'll tell you why I'm not crazy. Because exceptions don't disprove the rule. We all know what child molester looks like. Go to Google right now and type human trafficker, sexual predator. Go to images. Look at them. They don't look like me. I hate Ted Bundy because every time I say, women adore me, Women adore me. Women love me. I'm 6'4". I'm 242 pounds. You know, I'm a billionaire. I'm rich. I'm dressed well. I'm charming. Of course I don't have to kidnap women. I was like, Ted Bundy, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. The one handsome man to murder and strangle women. He fucked it up for all the rest of the handsome dudes, because when you get falsely accused, they fucking throw the Ted Bundy card at you.
Damn.
Let me tell you something. Myron, thank you, my brother, for bringing up the most valid point ever. He may have been handsome. He may have been charming. But he drove a shitty-ass car, and he wasn't broke. I'm nothing like Ted Bundy. Nothing like him. I ain't gonna traffic anyone because I'm way too fucking rich.
There you
Forget
go.
that. Now throw that back in my face. You're gonna use Epstein. Shut the fuck up. He was ugly. Ain't no rich and handsome man ever committing sexual crimes against women because we don't have to.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were formulating that on the right over here. When you almost killed me.
We're going to jail.
Yeah, we're fucking
Brought
done.
to you by Rumble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to y'all niggas, man. That's why I couldn't have this on YouTube, guys.
DG Bill says, W to Tate's W Fresh and Fit. I appreciate the value as a whole. First time watching the team together, fucking W. Shout out to you, bro. We have here as well, Jacob says, I'm looking to add onto my site also. I do timestamps for Fresh and Fit. I want to know if I can do timestamps for any other you guys here. Andrew Tristan, shout out to Myron's fitness plan. So he wants to work for you guys, I guess, offline.
Everyone wants to work for me.
Timestamps. Okay.
I'll fill them out in your services after.
Cool.
I got you, because you do good for us.
That's it for now.
No, the whole Ted Bundy thing is hilarious, yeah, because, like, you know, people always want to use, like, the crazy exception to the rule. But, yeah, Ted Bundy didn't go to the gym, and he was a brokey.
True.
So there you go.
True.
You guys can't use that argument anymore. Boom.
Don't ever say Ted Bundy to me again.
They always like to use
So
fucking Ted
how do
Bundy.
we save the West, man? How do we save
Oh, shit.
current climate of
We talked about this a
men?
little bit earlier.
How do we save the guys watching right now to get girls, money, status, cars, everything?
I haven't seen no fat girls in Romania yet.
That's
You've
true.
been here for almost
That's
2
very
days
true.
now.
Very
But,
true.
like, a little over 24 hours. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting question, Walt. And it's a very detailed and nuanced answer in the large tapestry in which society is constructed from. But I think that if we save ourselves on an individual level, that's one of the best things about being a good person, whether you're male or female. If you're genuinely a good person who does the right things, the people around you will benefit from it. And if there's enough good people, society will be saved. And I'm talking about good men and good women. If a good woman is a good woman, she feeds people, she makes people happy, she makes people feel nurtured. She can cure somebody when they're feeling sick. She makes them feel better. A good woman makes her man feel braver. She inspires him. She makes him want to work hard. Good women are extremely powerful forces of nature, as are good men. And I think the first thing you need to do is be the best version of yourself. And if enough people do that, then society will be fixed.
And the good woman is going to marry the good man and raise 6 good kids, which means the next generation, there's more hope for everybody else. There's more hope for good men and good women out there in the world. Yeah, you can't change anything on a macro level at our level. I don't even think at the political level and at the presidential level you could change things on a macro level in terms of societal change. What I do know is I have fans of mine and you have fans of yours who are fitter, stronger, smarter, well-read, more charming, better behaved, more God-fearing than they were when they first encountered us.
Not Ted
and
Bundy.
that's all we can do. I can...
Not Ted Bundy's.
Except him.
I'm not Ted Bundy. Stop! I'll fucking lose it, strangle and kick.
No, but
Mask slipped.
put together audiences, right, of other creators and our audience. We do meetups all the time.
Yeah.
You know, you do War Room. We do, for example, SEAL Network meetups and Fresh Fit meetups. Our audience looks more fit, more level-headed, more well-dressed, and they all come from a background of like struggle or poor. But at the same time, they're watching us to get inspired and do better. I think as guys, as an example, we're doing pretty good. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think men have a natural, innate masculine instinct to protect and to provide.
Yeah.
If you're a man who has his stuff in order, you naturally want to protect those you care about. And you naturally want to provide for them. You have no problem paying their bills and taking care of them. A good man has no problem paying the bills for his woman and paying the bills for his kids and making sure they're safe. That's what a man wants to do when he has his things in order. If you're the kind of man who doesn't feel that way innately, there's something wrong with you. And there's probably
50-50 is unacceptable, guys.
yeah, and there's probably something wrong with you because you're not being the best version of yourself. And it's amazing how easily you'll do the things you're supposed to do when you're the man you're supposed to be. And if you focus on making sure you're as strong and rich and smart and hardworking and intelligent as possible, and if you're careful with the company you keep, both male and female, and you have friends like we have here at this desk, Fresh and Fit are some of my newest and best friends. Marcel's one of the, well, I've known you 20 years, and you've never beat me at Tekken. And the point I'm making is
What character you use?
law, bro.
Oh shit.
Bro,
Okay.
law. I laid down
He
the
is the law.
I am the law.
But Andrew, can we be honest here? You lost to me earlier at a game.
You fucked me up.
And I can't
No way.
not say this on camera.
He smoked me.
I had
No,
no
he did not.
idea.
He
What?
smoked me.
Marcel, come on, bro. You were there.
I missed it.
Oh, you did?
No, I said
Well,
don't count.
I destroyed him.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again.
We need a rematch. But listen, bro.
They play Smash
He's a
Bros.
pretty good player. I will say that. But yeah, continue.
No, but if you're the best version of yourself, you're naturally going to do the right things. It's amazing what God has instilled inside of us. And if you're hanging around with the right people, that's what's so important about masculine networks. I know, even in the mornings when I don't feel like training, I wake up and I really can't be bothered because I train 7 days a week. I've been aching for a year and a half, and I don't want to train. But if I can say to Marcel, let's go train, he, even if he doesn't want to train, is going to go, all right, because we're both stubborn. and then from there, we're going to get it done. So if you're the good person around the right people, you're going to end up affecting everyone around you. You can't go through the world without leaving a ripple effect. And that's why you have to be your best version of yourself. And that ripple effect is going to be vast, and it's going to be continuous into space-time. And you don't know how the butterfly effect works. You don't know about you being a nice, courteous person, holding that door open that one time, how that can affect someone's life in such a positive way, or smiling at someone when they do something nice to you, or helping someone who needs help. You can be a genuinely good person, but to do that, you need to be a man of capability. And you need to understand that the whole world can be fixed if men and people get their act in order. And I truly believe that all of this falls on men. We sit here and we joke and we make fun of women and all these jokes because it's locker room talk and it's funny. But I actually believe that men are meant to lead, and women in general, as a general rule, when they find a man they respect, they follow him. And I know that because if you meet a good woman and she loves you, all of a sudden she likes the music you like.
Yep.
She likes the cars you like. She believes the politics you believe. She watches the shows you watch. So if we have such a problem with
She
women,
plays the games you play.
all of it. So we have such a problem in the world today. That's down to a huge lack of masculine role models and a huge lack of men doing their job. Because as much as we laugh and clown on women, etc., if you're a man who has his stuff in order, you're going to find a woman who's loyal to you. You're going to find a woman who at least keeps her legs closed. At least you're going to find it. And they do exist. It's all about taking accountability as a person, blaming yourself for absolutely everything so that you have power over the situation, because you have no power if you blame the world. If you blame women for everything, you have no control. Yeah. If you blame yourself, you have control over the situation. And I think that if men get their act together, you'll be surprised how that will expand out towards society, and how not only your life gets better, but the life of everyone you care about, everyone you meet, everyone you interact with, their lives get better by extension. And that's what we need to fix society.
Go ahead, Tristan. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, and if a man like Myron makes his little ripples in the lake, and Andrew makes his little ripples in the lake, and Marcel and Walt and me and everyone makes their little ripples in the lake, and every single person who picks up on those ripples makes his own little splash, it could spread like a virus. You'd be surprised how fast things could spread. How much one celebrity or one famous person or one influential person can change the world. It's happened millions of times over human history. We can all name hundreds of influential people whose little single splash of a single act of resistance, Rosa Parks, for example, can lead to a splash and a ripple in other people, in other people, in other people that can change a nation, that can change a country, that can change the fucking world. So, yeah, we make our stupid jokes. Yeah, it's locker room talk. Yeah, we like to make fun. Yeah, some of the things that we say can and will be used against us in a court of law.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know this.
Yes.
However, we know our fans are getting an overwhelmingly positive message from what we say, and be your own little spark, be your own little ripple in that lake as well. Sorry for interrupting you, Myron.
No. And that adds even more, because I was gonna say I was gonna actually ask you the question. Remember, you tweeted earlier today that clip where this woman, this fat woman, goes in and says, "If you make $50K per year, you shouldn't be dating."
Yes.
Right now. And I want to say this because a lot of guys like looked at that and they're like, "This is fucked up. This bullshit, blah blah." Well, she's half right, and I'll explain what I mean by that.
Yeah.
If you want to get a woman to submit to you, fucking make you coffee, like for example, right? I'll just say a lady here, right, who's may or may not be with one of the men here at the table, is making coffee on demand and getting drinks, etc., and doing things behind the scenes. And
Oh no,
Niggas, y'all niggas, bro. I don't live here. God damn.
If you want to be able to get like the type of woman that a lot of you guys are watching the show want, a girl that's going to listen to you, not give you a headache, be by your side, not embarrass you, not fucking be sucking dick at her prime, and next thing you know, you're trying to sell prime, figuring out why you look crazy or whatever the fuck. You need to be a guy that has his shit together financially, mindset-wise, etc. Now, even though she's wrong in the aspect that making 50K per year doesn't disqualify you from dating. What it does disqualify you from is getting a certain level of respect from women to get the ultimate submission, right? So she's half right. You can go ahead and date making 50K per year, but understand that you're not going to get a fucking hot girl that's going to follow your lead and respect you a lot of the times when you make that kind of money. And that's just an unfortunate reality of women, man. They're hypergamous. If you want to get the hottest girls that are going to listen to you, not give you a fucking headache, stay low, etc., you got to be the best version of yourself. And a lot of times that comes down to making more money, man. Guys, you should not be happy making 50K per year, period. Yeah. You should be striving to make more than that. There's kids in the real world right now, 16 years old, making that a fucking month.
Yep.
True.
Just to let you guys know. There's guys in the real world right now, 16 years old and still fucking high school, doing fucking geometry, making that money a fucking month. And you're telling me that you guys can't do it?
And you know what? Let me tell you about that video clip. If I were to watch that on...
And she's ugly too.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part.
but
she's ugly but saying this.
Here's why she's right, and you're right about her being right. Hear me out. Let's close our eyes and let's forget the grotesque beast of a woman that was saying that thing. If the exact same clip was made, let's say a 10 out of 10 supermodel from Macedonia who was a virgin was sitting there saying, well, guys, you know, courting girls costs money. If you only make 50K a year,
50,000 is not enough.
We
You are broke.
We like to go on dates and stuff. You know, you'd be like, yeah, fair enough. This fat, ugly, grotesque bitch can't be demanding anything from any man, so it makes the clip stupid.
Yeah.
But there are women, there are women who could say that, and you'd be like, yeah, no, you know what, fair enough, go on, my
And here's the scary part. Ugly girls think that way. There's ugly girls that are twos like her that think, oh, 50K ain't enough for me because I make 50K, even though she's ugly as fuck. They'll look at it like, well, you make as much as me, so therefore you don't qualify for me, which is, you know, it's retarded that women think that way. But they think if they make as much money as you, that, you know, even though I'm ugly as shit, I deserve more.
Sorry, I'll blame men right now. You know whose fault that is? That clip reminds me of a clip I saw about 3 or 4 years ago of some grotesque southern United States, I think she was maybe mixed race or something, this beast of a woman was talking about God tried hard when he made me because my curves, every inch of me is sacred and blah, blah. And I was like, where does she get this confidence from? You know where she and that other fat bitch gets that confidence from? Someone's fucking her.
Yeah.
Someone.
Yeah.
It's your fault, men. It's all your fault. If all of you had the same standards as me, these girls would be sitting there being like, being a fat, grotesque bitch doesn't work. Men aren't going to pay you attention. You got to up your game. The fact that her inbox is somehow full and her bed has one of you motherfuckers in it every single day is where she gets the whole men want me and my every inch of my curves is beautiful bullshit from. I mean, it's your fault.
We know a guy
that's true, actually.
that gets Garlock Destroyer, and that's possible. Anything's possible.
Yeah, the world's crazy. And I think there's another way you can look at this. You can look at this in a more universal context. It's not even just about women and dating, but I think a lot of people get offended by that clip because they think, okay, yeah, her standards are unrealistic for who she is as a woman, and et cetera, et cetera. That's fine. But if we look at it in a more universal and as a more meta point, I love that the world is hyper competitive. And when you're extremely successful, you do. I love the fact that women only want to date men with lots of money because I have lots of money. And I love the fact that women want to date men with good bodies who are strong because I'm strong. It's fantastic. I would actually be devastated if women changed their minds because I like it being that competitive because I like to win and I have no problem with the competition. I have no problem with war. If you're going to sit and go, women shouldn't think this way, what you're actually doing, and you may not realize you're doing this, but you're speaking to the universe and saying, I can't win, so I want to change the rules of the game. Good point. I think you should apply a completely different mindset. If women sit there and say, I want this, 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 and this, I am never offended by that because I sit there and go, yep. Okay. All right. Text me then.
I'm winning.
So I'm winning. So I think you should look at these things as a man. How can you, as a man, take absolute self-accountability? Yep. You can blame her, and you can blame women, we can blame society, all those things. That's true. But the best thing you can do is sit there and go, well, let me make sure I don't fall into any category where I can be disqualified. And then you don't have to worry about any of these things. And the best thing about being a man, in fact, the only good thing about being a man, because being a man is much harder than being a woman. You're born with no value. You don't matter. Your life is hard. The only good thing about being a man is that it's a harder version of the game of life. It's a more difficult version of consciousness. And if you play a harder video game, you get a higher score. If you're a top tier male, it's the best possible experience. There are dudes out there who are jealous of chicks because chicks get attention because they're like, oh, those girls get to go here. These girls get to go there. But if you were at our level getting to do it as a man, not as a chick, as a man.
It's better.
It's much better. It's always going to be better.
Yeah.
So we have the best possible chance to live the best possible life. All you have to do is be man enough to get your stuff in order. And this is something that's really true about the world. And I say this all the time. People often say it's okay to fail if you try your best. But I will argue if you try your best, you will never fail. If you try your best, you will not actually fail. If you get up every day and do what you're supposed to do. I've never seen a person get up every day, eat right, hit the gym twice a day, every day, eat properly, sleep as much as they're supposed to, their supplements are in order, doing their absolute best, who was not in good shape. I've never seen it. It's literally physically impossible.
Yeah.
So you either want it or you don't. And it's the same with absolutely everything else. A lot of people go, I've been trying. If you were really trying for the amount of time you've said you've been trying, you wouldn't still be in the position you're in. And that's the truth.
Does it also work the other way around though? Like the girl who's saying you have to have 50k, it's like, what do I get for my 50k? Because these girls don't have the standards that we want as men also. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yes, it does.
They're not looking after the kids. And they don't want to be traditional women. You're saying you have to have 50k. You're not even a traditional woman. How dare you say it?
Yeah.
So I get
And it comes like, and this is why I tell guys, like, you just have to be, this is why I tell guys so much, like, yo, it's not okay to be average anymore. It really isn't, dude. Like, I talked about this in my book, Why Women Deserve Less. Actually, I released it last year. It's 1 year anniversary. I released it on Valentine's Day. Why Women Deserve Less. So
very romantic, Myron.
Great book for her to read.
But, you know, get a copy for your girl. But I say this, you know, all jokes aside, women can make their own money now, guys. So what's left? If women make all their money and they're able to get their own resources, what's left? They want the guy that has way more resources and is a lot better than them. The days of them getting with an average guy are done, bro. So if you want a girl that's going to cook and clean for you and be submissive and give you sex on command and not give you a headache, etc., etc., you got to be that fucking guy, man. You can't be a regular Joe Schmo anymore and think life's still going to be great. No, it's going to fucking suck. You're going to end up playing video games a lot of times by yourself, whacking off to porn, etc. It's not good enough to be average, guys. You have to be top tier guy. And I've said this too. A lot of guys complain about feminism, whatever. What feminism did do, and inadvertently to the feminists that don't realize it, right? It's given all the power and leverage to the top guys. They don't know this, but all the women are fighting for the top guys. So you can use this tool of feminism and sexual openness, all this other bullshit that these women have against them if you're that top guy, because they don't know that they inadvertently gave the power to the top dudes, man, because now they could pick the women that they want. And here's the other reason why it's important for you to have money and have status and have you get in the gym, etc. You can go ahead and tell bitches no. You know how powerful that is? You don't have to go to the favela. You don't have to go to fucking Kiev when you can say no. You know how powerful that is? Some of you guys have never told a girl no in your fucking life. You might be sitting next to a bitch right now watching this show and asked her to make you a sandwich and she said no. Yeah, I didn't like the way Andrew said that sandwich thing. And you had the balls to go, oh, I need you to make me a sandwich. Like Andrew said, no. And then your dumb ass still sitting there watching this show trying to get some fucking motivation. Motherfucker, you need to be able to tell women no.
Also, cucking because they're broke.
Yeah.
Myron, I've seen you tell girls no. You've seen me tell girls no.
Yes.
You know,
I've seen you tell girls get the fuck out. That's right.
I always say it. And I'll confess to my sins. I confess to my crimes. I have forced women. To do one thing in this house. The only thing I've ever forced a woman to do in this house is to leave.
There you go.
I've done that. And it's fucking hard.
Contrary to what you motherfuckers think on the internet.
The opposite of human trafficking. Please leave. Here's taxi money.
Get out.
I'll see you tomorrow and I'll take you shopping. Can you please go home? And they still try to say no. Jesus.
But to answer your point, Tristan, a high value guy.
Human taxicking is what it is.
The guy that has the
human fucking taxicking. Because I've been the one. Look, man.
Yeah, you have been.
Well, let's talk about the past. This isn't me anymore.
This is fucking bullshit. I've been there with the girl fucking cry. I don't want to leave. You gotta leave. Tristan gave you the fucking money. You gotta leave. I don't want to leave. Look, I'm the one escorting them outside. Human taxicking is what the fuck it is, man. Human taxicking. She don't want to leave. Look, man, he'll see you tomorrow. You gotta leave.
It's true.
Yeah.
We're gonna say, Walt. We're gonna say.
But that's to the point that you have options as that guy, because again, if you're the guy making $50K a year, you're trying to find a girlfriend, that's great. But that's your only option for the most part if you do find one. But as a result, you cater to her, you bend to her will, you become her slave basically. But if you have options as a guy, you can start tell her, no, we're doing this. And if she leaves, cool, goodbye.
Well, Trump's book, The Art of the
Deal.
Deal, and he nails it in The Art of the Deal. He said, if you're not prepared to walk away, you can't negotiate.
Yep.
That's the bottom line. If you're not going to walk away no matter what happens, then how would you have a negotiating position? And you're not going to be able to walk away if you don't have options. So you need to understand that's the way, that's human nature. It's not even just about girls and relationships. It's about business. It's about friendships. It's about absolutely everything else. You have to be able to sit and say, if you don't meet my standard, I believe I can do better. Or at least equal without the disrespect. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And that's going to be easy if you get your own life in order. And there's also, I don't want to sound too airy-fairy and mystical, but it's kind of, there's so many things about the world, the universe, that no one understands, I don't understand, that people don't understand. And when you're truly trying your best, people often ask me, they say, well, if women love money, why are they with these guys or these broke guys, or why are they with this guy who's trying to come up? I think if you're actually really trying your best in your life and you're doing your very best to build a life, even if you don't have it yet, I think people can smell it. Not just women, men.
Ambition.
People can smell the they can see their life's in order. They're something's right. You can call it magic. You can call
Potential
it
is
energy.
loud.
You can call it something.
Potential is very loud.
And it's kind of amazing that guys will sit and they'll go, oh, what do I do about this girl? How do I get this girl? And they'll send super chats. How do I get this girl? How do I get that girl? If you actually just do the things you know you're supposed to be doing and get your life in order, you'd be amazed how quickly it all falls together. It's like everything else. In chess, good moves come from good positions. Boxing, you land the good punch because you're standing in the right place at the right time. You do the right things. The rest of it's actually pretty easy. And as bad as this world is, and as difficult as women are, and feminism and all these things, I promise you, if you're acting the way a man should act, with honor, integrity, you're hardworking, you're perspicacious, and you have perseverance, and you do all the things you're supposed to do, you're going to find a loyal woman who adores you. You're going to find it. You could be in the worst. You could be in Miami, Ratchet City, but you'll find a girl who's obsessed with you if you're doing all the things you're supposed to do. Even if you're not a millionaire yet, but if you're doing the things you're supposed to do. It's kind of beautiful how God will give that to you if you finally get your act together.
Because it's so rare. Like, the guys, it's never, the bar has never been, like, there's so many fucking losers out there that don't have their shit together, that are fat, that are strange, that are weird, they smell, their hygiene is fucked up, they don't dress well, they don't go to the gym. Like, you can literally take over, like, if you get your shit together. And if you can get your money, guys, I'm not telling you how to become multi fucking millionaires or billionaires, but yo, work to make 100K per year, man. All of you guys can fucking do that. I'm telling you guys, there's fucking kids in the real world right now making 20K per month, man. There's fucking kids in the real world right now.
Yeah.
With their program, like, making that kind of money. In high school, he's fucking studying for SATs. Fucking making more money than you.
Absolute fact. And you're going to have a different level of respect for yourself. And that's going to be something that people sense. And probably, I think that the universe or God or whoever you want to call it, I think they know what they're doing. You're going to get exactly what you deserve in this life. And if you don't have the things you want, quite often you don't actually deserve them. And if you start acting in a way where you do deserve them, you'll be surprised how quickly and easily they appear. You'll see. And a lot of you are sloppy and lazy, and you don't care to look back and realize where you've been sloppy or lazy, or realize where you've made mistakes. And then you're not understanding why your life is constant blunders and bluffs. Well, that's because you keep making mistakes. You're kerfuffling.
That's a nice word.
So, Andrew, let me ask you this. There's probably a bunch of guys right now that are watching this. Don't have a Valentine, right? Or maybe got over a hard breakup and, whatever, their fucking girls out being a whore right now at the club, because a lot of girls, this is actually one of the best times to go to the club because all the girls are whores on Valentine's. What would you tell what should they do?
One, right? Walt told you that one.
Walt, yeah, he's there every Valentine's.
Thanks, Walt. Sorry to keep you.
Actually, matter of fact, we're keeping him from the club right now. He wanted to go.
Sorry.
You too.
Me?
Yeah, you want to go too.
You got proof? Okay.
I'm gonna continue.
Nobody here believes you, man. So, Andrew, Tristan, what would you suggest to that guy that's watching this right now, that's probably down in the dumps, doesn't have a Valentine, or maybe his girl left him to go to the club and be a whore tonight?
I think all the bad things that happen to you in your life are extremely important. I think pain is one of the most important elements of the alchemy that's required to become the most fantastic version of yourself. If you look at any superhero movie, the superhero had pain. Batman's Batman because they killed his parents. If they didn't kill his parents, he simply wouldn't be Batman. And I think a lot of men, when bad things happen to them or heartbreak, etc., they don't understand that all that pain that's been given to you in that scenario is extremely important and valuable. Probably the worst experience as a man is to go through life and everything go right all of the time. Actually imagine that. You're born, you wake up, everything's fine. No one's trying to kill you. No one's trying to put you in jail. Your girl ain't going to leave, and you don't have to go gym, and no one's going to try and fight you, and your bills are always paid. That sounds depressing to me. Genuinely. All these bad things are supposed to happen to you so you can level up. You're supposed to go through the pain so you can get better. It's a universal law it's a constant of the universe. Even if you want to build bigger muscles, you have to destroy the old ones. That's how they grow bigger, right? You want to be more resilient. You want to be more observant. You want to be more capable of dealing with negative scenarios or heartbreak or bad things happening to you. Well, then you better get used to pain. Pain is the flavor of life. And the people who try and change the flavor are never going to be as competitive as the people who eat it up and go, okay, that's what it tastes like. Fine by me. Give me some more. And those are the ones who get very good at it. So if you're sitting here at home and you're sad, fantastic. I'm a little bit jealous. I'm genuinely a little bit jealous. Bad things are supposed to happen to you, but you have to use them as fuel. You can't sit there and let the bad things happen to you and feel sorry for yourself because nobody gives a shit. I don't give a shit. Your friends barely give a shit. The girl doesn't give a shit anymore. You got to take all that pain and turn it into something good. That's your responsibility as an adult because that's the only thing that allows you to have absolute sovereignty and control of the situation.
I want to say this too real quick.
Reddit doesn't give a shit. Your blogs don't give a shit. My answer to that would be something like, imagine you're on a sailing boat. There's 10 of you. 10 of you are on a sailing boat. Miles and miles from any land from the shore. And the boat springs a leak. The boat starts to sink. It does sink. And there's 10 of you in the water, right? You swim and you swim and you swim. Every single one of you thinks, fuck, this boat sank. Fuck, this sucks. Fuck, this is shit. I do anything for that boat to be back. For that boat not to have sank. And you, and maybe one other dude out of the 10 reaches the shore. You get onto that sand. You lay your back on that beach, you look up at the sky, and you think, fuck, I'm saved. After just a day, or a week, or 2 weeks, when you're finally back at civilization, you will be so happy that boat sank. Because that will be a defining moment of your life. Now, the sinking ship can be an analogy to, I think, everything that every man has been through. You ever had your heart broken when you were younger? You?
Of course.
You?
No.
Shut the fuck up, Marcel. Well, you're an ice cold player.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something.
Thank you, bro.
Tristan Tate, who was once known as an ice cold player. I was once a 21, 19, 22-year-old kid who had his heart broken. Am I not? But when I say focusing on the event, paddling in that water in the ocean, no matter how long you stay there, dreaming that the boat comes back, is always the wrong way to live. It is the wrong way to live. When you've been through the hardship, you have to persevere through it and get through the other end. And that's what separates the wheat from the chaff. That's what separates the milk from the cream. So you can, like my brother was said, go through hardship, let it break you, let it destroy you, let yourself fall into some mediocre life that you don't like and you don't love, and you lose your passion and you lose your fire. And that's fine because that's what's going to happen to most people who go through hard experiences. But you don't want to be that person. You want to be the small percentage, because not everyone listening is going to go through hard shit and make it through.
Yeah.
You want to be that small percentage that does make it through, that goes through the hardship and laughs about it, smiles about it. You asked me about jail about 10 times today. Every single time, I think I burst into laughter at least once. Did I not?
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. You have to be the guy who could go through the hardship. So many people now watching this, the 30,000 watching live and the millions who will watch this, I'm sure, in the coming days and weeks and months, will be like, oh no, but with me, well, right now I'm going through this. Good. There's tens of thousands of you who will hear this message, and maybe 300-400 are going to make it to the point where they're like, ha, that was so good, that was so hilarious, I'm now killing it. You know, I'm going to quote the great M. Bison from Street Fighter.
Oh, shit.
M. Bison is not just a mighty warrior with the powers of electric shock, but he's also a philosopher. And he was speaking to Chun-Li once.
You whore?
This is
Chun-Li, you whore?
Yeah, so no. But this is history, because Street Fighter really happened.
Yes.
So as a historical person who knows historical knowledge, Chun-Li once says to Bison, and this is a defining moment of my life, hearing Bison say this, because this is very much how I feel. Chun-Li says, you burned my village. You killed my parents. You murdered my family. You blah, 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 blah. And he was like, what, I did? And she was like, what, you don't remember? And his exact line was, the day that bison graced your village is the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. And the way that I have lived through all of my heartbreaks, through all of my setbacks, through all of my losses, to everyone listening who I've ever lost, I always say, everyone I've ever lost is worse off without me. They now are 35 to 40-year-old men and women and men. And the most interesting fact about them, the first thing they bring up within 10 minutes of conversation with anyone they meet is, yeah, I used to date Tristan Tate. Yeah, I used to be friends with Tristan Tate. And I don't even remember who the fuck they are. So that's what persevering gets you. Bit long-winded, but...
No, that's fucking
Well
awesome.
said, bro.
Yo! Don DeMarco.
Well said, Don DeMarco.
Become the fucking bison, you
And
faggots.
bison.
Become
And
the bison. Destroy villages and don't even let niggas. They remember you, but you don't fucking remember them. Let's fucking go. Chun-Li's a slut. But I do want to say this real quick. I do want to say this because you guys talk about this all the time, and I really want to fucking drive this home. You guys are my age range. Remember when you used to go to school and everyone was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a fucking scientist.
Yes.
I want to be a fucking doctor. I want to be a lawyer, etc.
Yes.
You know what happens now when we ask guys, kids, what do you want to be? I want to be an influencer. And this is for all the younger guys here watching this, right? You got a bunch of older guys here at the table that are going to tell you how the fucking world works. I get it. A lot of you guys watch these young streamers that are fucking doing crazy shit on the internet to get views. Maybe they're big on TikTok. Maybe they're big on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Kick, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But I want you guys to understand that that's not real life. Real life, for most of you, is working a minimum wage job. Real life, for most of you, is figuring out the value of a dollar. Real life, for most of you, is grinding and figuring out how life really fucking works. The worst thing you can be is rich while you're young. I genuinely think the worst thing for a man is become wealthy young, bro. It's the fucking worst because you don't learn the characteristics that people that are wealthy have to develop to earn the money that earn them respect in society.
Yeah.
Think about this. All these crypto millionaires, they're at a fucking club with a bunch of chicks, right? There's a bunch of clubs in Miami, these crypto millionaires, well, all these girls, they come on our fucking show, the bitches. Oh, yeah, this crypto millionaire paid me all this money, blah, 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 to just hang out with him, whatever. Because he didn't learn the skill set and get the money out the mud, right? And understand how to read people, how to read situations, how to read body language. Because they haven't done real business deals. They haven't worked in the real world. They haven't had a boss before. They don't understand fucking tempers. They don't understand the chain of command, etc. Guys, there's nothing wrong with fucking suffering and getting out there and figuring out how the world really fucking works. Like, you're not going to sit out here. Most of y'all are not going to be fucking influencers. Sorry. A lot of you aren't going to be TikTok stars. Sorry. A lot of you are going to get a fucking Kick deal, a Rumble deal, a YouTube situation. It's not going to happen for most of y'all. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need productive members of society that can do different things. But understand that most of you guys are going to have to suffer to get to that point to become productive as a man. You must become a tool. A tool is only as useful as it can be useful to other people. So you have to learn a skill set, man. A lot of you guys are not going to fucking sit here and become a multimillionaire at fucking 17, 18. It's not going to happen. You see these fucking YouTubers, these Twitch streamers, whatever, and you see, damn, I want to be like that. Well, you want to be a fucking moron on the internet for views? It's not worth it, bro. And a lot of you guys are not going to reach it anyway.
The reason...
is necessary.
Oh, completely, bro. The reason all of us here have something to say is because we've had hard lives. That's it. If our lives were easy, we wouldn't have anything to teach you. And then we'd have to try and get views by self-depreciating ourselves and acting like clowns. You need to have all the difficult things in your life is what makes you who you are as a man. And women intrinsically understand this. I'll give you the simplest example. Why do women like scars? Something happened to him.
Experience.
But he's still here.
Yeah.
He's experienced. They tried to kill him, but he's alive. They like that.
You ever read the book Silence of the Lambs?
Never read the book.
Anyway, well, it might be the movie, but anyway, Hannibal Lecter once says, "Scars hold the power to remind us that the past was real." It's one of my cool. It's a very cool quote.
Yo, you're on fire with the quotes, man.
But yeah,
For real.
but yeah, you're saying what? Why do women love scars? Yeah, you're right. I'm covered in them.
Because you have to go through some things. So to answer the question we asked earlier, if you're at home and it's Valentine's Day and you're sad, etc., good. Good. You're lucky and you're blessed, and you need that mental reframe. And it's amazing how powerful a mental reframe can be. I think a lot of people even underestimate that the exact same scenario with a complete different reframe of it can change the outcome and all the lessons you learn from it. When bad things happen to me, my first answer is good. I've trained myself. This has happened. Good. Good. It's supposed to happen. Good. And that's the ultimate reframe. Because if you're going to sit there and go, oh, why me? I don't know. Marcel, you can tell me. Has anyone actually ever truly given a fuck enough to fix your life besides yourself?
No, never.
They're not going to, bro. They're not going to. You got to do it yourself. You need all these bad things to happen to you, and you have to use them as fuel. And if you get your life in order, you'd be amazed how easy life can be. And I actually think, especially in the world we live in now, maybe we talk about generations, and I don't want to sound like one of them crazy old grandpas.
You are.
I am, maybe. But like in our day, there was the hot girl in school you wanted, or maybe the hot girl at work you wanted. That's it. But it must be strange now to be 17, 18, have no money, no value, no life experience, and you seeing all these baddies on Insta, and you want a piece of all of them, and you can't get any of them, no matter what you say
And
or
some of them
do.
are your fucking age too.
Yeah, bro, they're your age.
Living a
And
crazier
they're-
life
And
than
they're
you.
with a 40-year-old millionaire on a boat. And you're working in Starbucks. It must be a mind fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
That's true. So you have to. So what do you do in that position? Well, you have to understand. Okay, I got to go out there and become a man of value, and value only going to come through suffering. It's not going to come any other way.
So let's extrapolate the argument. And this is a very interesting point that I think we made a couple times. Back in the day, it wasn't just that men were more isolated. I only see the hot girl at my school. I only see the hot girl at my office. Women were much more isolated too. Let's
Yes.
let's say you live in a village in Slovenia filled with coal miners, okay? In the 1960s, the 1970s, and the 1980s, the hottest girl is going to end up with the baddest coal miner, the coal miner's boss, the overseer of the coal mine.
Yeah.
Because that's the localized situation of the sexual marketplace. When we preach masculine excellence and being the best version of yourself and going out there to be a top-tier male, and Myron makes his very valid points about feminism kind of being a massive advantage to the top-tier males, let me tell you something. There can be a coal mining town in Slovenia right now, and you could be the baddest coal miner that there is right now. You could be the boss of the fucking mine, and the 19-year-old, 10 out of 10, virgin Slovenian girl in the coal mining town is going to accept an invitation to New York City or Dubai from some guy who's worth $100 million that the coal miners are not going to be able to compete with. And coal miners are fucking important people. So are farmers. So is everyone else. But you need to be exceptional, and you need to be the best and the best. You know, actually, I'm going to read out. This isn't even a super chat. Do you remember that time that Marine that with the mental health problems went viral? He was crying. He had a beard. He was in his car. He wasn't getting the mental health care he wanted. Anyway, maybe you know that.
Yes. I'm familiar with
he
it.
is now, but I reached out to him after that happened. I've been a very good friend of his for about a year and a half. I speak to him almost daily on Instagram. He said something. He goes, "Well, Myron is wrong. You could be average, but as long as your work ethic isn't, then you're good." And in fact, he said this about 20 minutes ago, but that sums up everything that we were saying. Shout out to Jojo. He's an awesome dude. He's completely right. Andrew said it. You know, what did you say? Potential. You could smell potential.
Oh, yeah,
Ambition.
potential's loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
potential is loud, is what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, people know if you're a high value dude, if you're a trying your best dude, if you're a top tier dude. It doesn't necessarily mean the 50K a year, but people can smell it on you if you're going to be able to go the extra mile to provide them with a good life. Go the extra mile to back them up. Go the extra mile to be their friend. Go the extra mile to be that good husband. Go the extra mile to be the good father. People can tell these things on you. So Jojo's actually right. He was dismissing a point that you had made earlier. But yeah, is that my point? Yeah.
No, the point is, I think the general point of the universe is
Good
also-
rant.
No, but the general point of the universe is that women have standards and expectations. That's fine.
So you need to be the best person.
But you need to have them for yourself, and you need to have them for your friends. You need to have them for women too. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'll tell you right now. If I think my friends are dickheads, I'll tell them to get rid. I'll tell them to go away. And if a woman thinks you, and if a woman thinks you're a dickhead, she can tell you to go away.
Yeah.
Whose fault is that?
I think it's about choices, man. We all made a choice here to become better, to better for our families and for ourselves. And I think for most people, it's like, okay, what do you want out of life? How do you get this life for yourself that you want? I look at it as, okay, if someone out there has it that what I want, what are they doing right, what I'm not doing? And I don't ever say, oh, why not me? It's like, why not me? How do I make it happen for myself? So making a choice for yourself, for your family is very important. So
Yeah, I think guys, say, oh, this is why I'm not successful, instead of finding a way, okay, this is how they keep accepting the no versus finding a way to get yes, you know? Yeah. And that's really what it comes down to.
I remember coming to America and I saw a guy in a Lamborghini pull up to Starbucks with a hot chick. And I was like, damn, who the fuck is this guy? Right? And I'm like, I'm here at Starbucks with no job, no car, just a laptop. How do I get there? 5 years later, you know, we're here today. Well, 7 years later.
Yeah.
And I have multiple cars, Lamborghini as well. Hot chicks all the time. But it wasn't me hating or
and you
saying,
got a stutter and you black as hell.
Exactly.
And they made fun of you about it, but you still did it.
But it wasn't
all the fucking haters.
It wasn't me hating or saying, oh, woe is me. It's more like, why not me? And reverse engineering, how do I get there?
Yeah.
So it's a choice, man. It's just a choice.
The why me mentality really wastes time. And time's the most valuable thing that we have.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So when you sit there and think, why me, you're just wasting time. You're wasting energy. You're wasting resources. You're wasting everything.
Yeah.
If you sit there and bask in your own like misery, you're only going to end up in a miserable place. You have to be in that miserable place. Be like, okay, how do I get out?
Yeah.
And fight and fight and fight, and that's what we do, and that's why it's so hard for men. We have to do that on the front lines all the time.
And it may not be you; it could be your friends, it could be people you're around, you know, colleagues. It could be business partners. It doesn't matter how. It's not all the time alone. It's like a team. You know what? I don't have all the resources, but my buddy does. Let's work together.
You made a good point about that. About having someone, even if you lack something, having people around you that always are able to compensate.
I would say that I am not a perfect person, and I never pretend to be. Neither does Andrew. Well, he does pretend to be
a little bit.
But even within our brotherhood, there are two brothers. Even within ourselves, I compensate for his weaknesses, and he compensates for mine. And again, every single member of my team. Let's look at who's in this house right now. Let's look at who's in my house right this second. The men in my house. I've got dudes who. I don't know how to work a camera. Best photographer I can fucking find in the world. I don't know shit about nutrition and fucking physiotherapy to recover injuries and stuff. Best fucking Chinese medicine specialist, physiotherapist, etc. in this house right now. Every single one of us isn't trying to be the other person. We're not trying to copy each other. We're going in our own directions, but we're establishing a stronger circle in and of ourselves. So yeah, no, network is everything as well. That's why the war room's so important.
100%.
Yeah, you need people. You need to surround yourself with guys that are valuable and experts in what they do, and then you can use that to your advantage, right? Because then you bring something to the table, they bring something to the table, and that's just kind of how it is with men. Is like you must bring value, or else you don't get in.
Where do you guys think the dating market's going? Where do you think it's going to be, or where do you think the world's going? We can do dating, but you know what? Maybe I've been around the block too much. Maybe I'm just.
Walt certainly has.
Maybe I'm just bored of chicks.
I'll learn from you, buddy.
Maybe I'm just bored.
I'll learn from you, man.
It's not even about dating. Fuck the dating. Fuck the women. I'm bored of it.
Yeah.
Where is the world going? Like, what do you think is going to happen in the next 15 to 20 years that's going to drastically change society? Because I think we'd all agree. I actually believe that the best time to be alive would probably have been the early 2000s. When I watched last time I watched American Pie, I can't remember when it was years ago. And I remember seeing
90s,
it.
Early 2000s.
Yeah, and I saw them and I was like, the world wasn't that weird. There was no satanic shit. No one's on their phone. That actually looks fun.
Or was it just you didn't know?
Well,
now you're in a position now where you can see it and you know.
Perhaps. But I feel like most people nowadays aren't even having fun. They're trying to pretend they're having fun for an Instagram story. How many times have you seen a girl or a guy in a story go,
dude, it's
put it down and sit down? How many times have you seen that?
Crazy.
We are at the club. We're at the events. Girls are like, oh my God, it's so much fun. Put the phone down. Bored. It's all an act.
It's all an act.
Right.
So I feel like society's changed so much in 20 years. So where is it going for the next 20 years? And how's that going to affect the lives of both men and women?
Marcel,
you
want to start, Marcel?
Marcel, you want to start first, or?
That's a hard one to answer.
I can kick it off.
Okay.
I can kick it off, and then I'm going to give a bunch of things that you guys can all touch on.
Yeah.
I predict that we're going to probably go into World War III very soon, from a geopolitical stance, thanks to what's going on with, Russia and Israel. Ooh. Then, on top of that, right, going into the more social stuff, there's a culture war going on, which we were discussing before, which you guys can definitely touch back on again, right? Where there's people that, excuse me. Sorry, guys, I got pussy lungs. Where there's people that, you obviously got like people that have drawn their line in the sand, right? This is an important year in the United States where it's an election year.
Yes.
It's either, you're Trump or you're super liberal with Biden and you want the country to continue to fail and you're an idiot. So that's one thing, right? Then on top of that, we were talking about social media usage and everything else like that. And that's an interesting point that you brought up about the early 2000s and the late 90s, because technology was good enough to get shit done, but it wasn't to the point where everything is dependent upon it and it owns your life, right? Like people now, young people especially, and I'm noticing this as an older guy, when I meet younger women, they can't talk. They can't have conversations. They're awkward as fuck.
Awkward, very awkward.
Now, the only reason why young women are able to get away with it is because they're young and hot. So it doesn't matter. But the men are suffering from it because what? They're used to the internet, looking at porn, playing video games, etc. Everything is like you used to have to be personable 20 years ago, etc. because there wasn't internet, whatever. And then better yet, we had bullying. If you're a fucking weirdo, you something like that, like, nigga, what the fuck, you retard? Like, you would make fun of them, right? Like, there was bullying and it was good. These things don't exist anymore because we sit there and coddle these young guys and they're awkward or whatever it may be. So I think this, besides us being in World War III, I think that we're going to have the highest level of women on antidepressants and young men too, because they're also dealing with the social media bullshit. And if you guys don't believe me, look at fucking Britney Spears right now. Go on Twitter and look at Britney Spears. This bitch is off her fucking rocker, dancing with knives and all this other shit. And the reason why I use Britney Spears as an example is because Britney Spears experienced a level of attention and validation that a lot of these modern day women are experiencing right fucking now. That golden era that you were talking about, right? The late 90s, etc. That's when Britney Spears thrived. But she had to be an A-list celebrity to get that level of attention. Now, you got talentless fucking whores on Instagram with 300,000, 500,000, 1 million followers that are used to guys commenting on their shit all the fucking time. Britney Spears at least had a talent. These hoes have nothing.
Yeah.
So what I predict, right, and it's already been going up, is an increase in antidepressant medication, people being having withdrawals, people being fucking weird, World War III. I just see things as getting a lot worse thanks to the advent of social media and the internet, and I think it's personally gonna affect women way more negatively. How many women do we see on TikTok crying in their fucking car saying, I'm 35, I make $100,000 a year, but no guy wants to date me. Fucking crying on Valentine's Day and wondering why they're single. Because women don't know what men want anymore. They don't. And yeah, it's just fucked.
Well, one of the best books, the best movie, by the way, to predict the future is Demolition Man. I ain't gonna do a rant on that yet, but that's true. One of the best books that predicted the future was a book written in the late 1800s, 1890 something, by H.G. Wells. It was called The Time Machine.
Oh shit.
Now movies have been made about this, but I've read the original book, and the essence of The Time Machine is this man goes super forward in time in the time machine, and basically there are killers and there are sheep. The human species have evolved into this way where there are killers and there are sheep in the literal sense, where the people in charge were the alphas, were the people who have their shit about themselves, the people who still have their wits, who still have their brains, are literally eating and killing the other humans, who are basically a sheep class. H.G. Wells' The Time Machine, 1895, I think the book was written in. Good book. But
famous book.
This, and you've already probably seen the movies and the renditions and the stories behind it, but essentially, let's be honest, we're not there yet, but 20 more years, I'm seeing these people sitting around with their fucking eye sets on their head, fat.
Apple Vision Pro.
Out of shape. Apple Vision Pro, that's what they're called. I didn't even know that. Eye machines, I called them. Yeah. With their eye machines strapped to their head. And I believe that the killers and the sheep is going to become the natural order of the world. Right now, the sheep still have a lot of power. They control the internet, they control censoring, they control a bunch of shit. But I'm telling you, in 20 years' time, the human species is going to divide between those who are too reliant and too dependent on technology, who are too reliant on the internet age, who can't speak, like you said, who only communicate digitally. You know, the basic example I give is this. Tinder. I've been banned for years. I don't have Tinder. If you're talking to me on Tinder, it's a scam.
Me too, banned.
People love my pictures. But Tinder is the perfect example of the time machine, killers versus simps. Because back in my day, we all remember it. We're all roughly the same age. Marcel's my age. You're a little bit younger, but you're a lady killer anyway.
We're all in our 30s.
Exactly. We're all in our
old.
30s. I remember a day when you wanted to have sex, and sex is potential procreation, potential family, a potential wife. When you wanted that, you had to fucking man up, walk over to her, introduce yourself, say hello, risk getting shot down in public, risk her telling you no, risk her saying leave me alone, creep, and you had to do it anyway. If I think back to those days when I was 18, and technology was not what it was today, and if you were to explain to me what Tinder was, so hear me out, no talking, no approaching, no risk of getting shot down, I just do this all day, and the girls who like me immediately pop up for online conversation while I'm safe in my house. What the fuck? So that was a technological revolution that happened. How old's Tinder? 8 years, 9 years, 10 years? It's an old
10?
fucking app.
Yeah.
I see
10 or
the
more.
technological revolution turning men into both massive pussies and super killers, but in a very disproportionate level.
Okay.
On a very disproportionate level.
Interesting.
And I feel like the dudes with the fucking eye machines, as you call them.
Apple Vision Pro?
Yeah, eye machines, like you said, strapped to their head, are going to be porn addicted, probably with these weird fucking fuck toy suction cups and shit you see on fucking Instagram and stuff and Twitter that people are posting. Just living their virtual lives, and the killers will eat the sheep. Not necessarily as in slaughter them and kill them, but certainly in the way that we procreate, have the children, have the women, have the families. And I see society getting stronger and stronger as a result. Simply because the men who too heavily rely on technology and too heavily rely on this shit aren't going to be able to compete in the sexual marketplace. And human procreation is still wired exactly the same way, and it still is going to be for at least the next 300-400 years. So I actually see society getting stronger as a result of men getting weaker.
That's an interesting way to I use Tinder as like kind of like, because you could apply that same like logic where, because Tinder literally is one of the best examples of the top guys. Women swipe right on only 5% of the dudes on there.
Exactly.
So that's like a perfect example.
8 out of 10 women get a bunch of right swipes. So that means that for every 16 women matching with dudes, there's only one dude matching with 16 women. And you think that these guys are going to be what? Loyal?
Yeah.
I think a man once said there's going to be haves and have-nots in this world. And he may not be next to me.
The have-yots and have-nots. You said that almost 3 years ago now.
Because look at it this way. Most of us nowadays are comfortable, complacent. We go to work, come home, watch TV, and sleep. And then repeat. However, technology has advanced so much that like we have capabilities of being comfortable at a different level. And for most people, it's more like, all right, I come home with my favorite TV show, go on Apple Vision Pro, play my video games, whatever. That is life. It's going to be a thing more often than not, which means control is going to happen at a faster rate. And before you know it, you're going to have your rights taken away and your privileges. Now, granted, people are going to say, you know what? We are not capable of taking care of ourselves. Government, take care of us. Which leads to control at a different level we've never seen before, which means what you eat, where you go, what you do for a living, all that comes into play. Now, when it comes to dating as well, with dating, we're going to see guys get even more ostracized because they're going to have problems speaking to girls, having problems talking to girls in general, and they're going to use sex toys on Apple Vision Pro as their way to escape life and avoid issues. That being said, though, all these things happening at one time, with people having this realization that I don't have to work as hard, I can relax, they're going to get very... wait, what is this? What is this?
Finish your point.
Is alcohol?
Finish your point.
Anyhow, like I was saying before...
Oh, I know what that is.
Control is going to be a thing
fresh.
of the times, which means if you're not aware of the money or the mindset to escape this reality, you're going to be stuck in it. So either start now to become a better man, to make money for your family or yourself, or stay the same, be a part of the system, and fail at life.
So do you
Marcel?
use technology to like control the population? They're going to eventually use it to control the population, like have it in control so they can dumb it down.
Of course.
For example, just having Pornhub and all that stuff, so it's going to stop families being bigger. even if you watch Demolition Man, you know that when they're having sex, then like they feel it for the machine. Do we get to that point where you don't need a human anymore, or like?
Well, the destruction of the nuclear family is full on. Like there's like it's full on, man.
Fits in the agenda.
Yeah.
And then you stop having officers and you have robots. You're trying to plead to a robot.
Sex dolls is like a thing. Like, I mean, if I was a betting man, right, I'd be investing in sex robots. I think that's going to explode in the next 20 years.
We have a friend actually
Well,
that
sexless guys.
does OnlyFans management, and they're actually planning to have a real, virtual reality house where you can pick your favorite girl, have a sex doll, and enact
That's where it's
these
going.
actions.
You have to think about what that does to the numbers of the human race.
But that's
As a
exactly
total,
what I
they-
said. That's exactly what I said. It makes the weak weaker and the strong stronger. Those dudes who want to live in the real world are going to have 10 wives and 10 families.
There was guys like us that just won't fuck robots. Like, we're just like, what the fuck? This is weird.
Or pay for sex.
Yeah, or pay for sex.
Fucking weird.
But you don't think people will eventually get lazy and you poison the own water you're drinking? So they try to introduce it to the lower end.
Not everybody.
Yeah, I think it'll make a stronger contrast, like Tristan was saying, where it's like a minority of men will just be like, no, I'm just gonna go like with regular girls as usual, and then a bunch of guys are gonna do sex dolls and pay
And
for
we're
sex
forgetting social media itself. TikTok, the mindset shift that is creating with the people of today, the kids
China knows
growing
what it's
up,
doing.
the girls, is like, it's poison, bro. So eventually we're gonna end up as fucking slaves to government. I think on some level, one government, one world order, one currency, one religion.
So what
do you think, Andrew?
What are social media platforms trying to do to our brains? And answer that question before I say what I'm going to say. But what do you think they are attempting to do with social media? And I think different ones might be trying to do different things.
Yeah.
But what do you think social media platforms are primarily and objectively trying to achieve?
I think it started with seeing how people react to it. For example, putting feelers out there, having people test it out, see how they get, how much hours they've been on app, what they're looking
They're
for.
trying to get you to use it as much as possible.
Yes.
To numb us, to shorten our attention spans, and to give us unrealistic expectations of life.
Do people even know why they're on social media?
Dude, there's a lot of people that don't know why. They can't even explain to you why. They can't even explain to you why. Like, they'll be scrolling and they can't explain to you why they're scrolling, right? Like we're in a privileged situation where like this is our job. It is what it is. We're on social media. But I've told the people this before, but I'll say it again. Before I did this shit, I only had like 800 followers on Instagram or whatever, and I didn't give a fuck. My shit was private. I didn't share none of my stuff. I was too busy chasing after criminals. Like, I was not on fucking social media. I never checked my Facebook, was rarely on Instagram, didn't even like think about DMing girls or whatever. I was just like approaching girls in real life and shit. So it was like, it's a whole thing. But like, there's people that literally, they live for social media and they can't explain to you why they scroll.
I'll tell you why, yeah.
It's crazy, man. But I would say this to answer your question, Andrew. I think social media is there to keep you on the app as long as possible so they can sell you ads and they can make money from showing you ads. I think that's like the basic premise. That's like all the algorithms, basically, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, etc. They're all based on watch time, based on you being on the app as long as possible. And they know the longer they keep you on the app, the more they can show you ads, and that's how they make money. But the detriment from that is we're making people stupider, making people less social, making people less socially calibrated, more awkward, etc. And and I like, if you look at an app like Rumble, right? Like, of course there's ads on Rumble, etc. But their mission is, free speech is important. Let's make sure that people are able to hear people that got something to say that might be censored by other platforms, right? Some other platforms are more interested in making as much money as possible, like YouTube, etc. Let's just run ads on people as much as we can and, profit. But I think every social media app's goal is to keep you on the app as much as possible. Like, that's their bottom line. But some people have also an auxiliary benefit to
I
that.
think there's a more sinister act being done here, which is data capture and data collection.
Oh, yeah, good point.
I think
Yeah, that too.
most platforms nowadays, yes, it was first intentionally to make money, but then they see how much people use it, how much they're addicted to the process, and as a result, is, you know what, I can get information about you, but you're giving it to me willingly. I don't have to beg you for it. Social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, give me your info. Now they have it on you. Now they see what you post, what you're about. Not gonna put you in a box. Oh, you vote for Trump? I'll put you in this box. You're about Biden? Put you in this box.
Why don't you tell us, Andrew, exactly what you had in mind?
What do you think?
Because I think that between us three, we've covered some of these points. But tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're basically almost there. I think we can all agree that social media is basically running the world now. That's where you get your information. It's how you interact with most people. It's how you get the most validation as a human. It's how you feel the most respected and the most liked. And it's how you feel that your voice is heard. And social media is extremely important. And for a social media platform to survive, it has to make money. And it makes money off the back of the data it collects, just like you said, Walt. They collect as much data as possible so they can find a way to monetize you. And like you talked about them putting you in boxes, what they do is they get a blueprint of you, or they make a digital version of you, and they take all that information. And there's a digital version of Andrew Tate, what he likes to look at, which is why my For You page shows certain things.
Yep.
What's most likely to keep me on the app for longest? What's most likely to make me respond? Which type of ad is most likely to make me buy? And they're building a pattern of me so they can understand me, so they can monetize my information and make as much money as possible. Once you understand that, then you have to come to the next logical conclusion, which is if they are trying their very best to gain as much information about me as possible and build a digital version of me so they can understand my patterns, the natural extension logically is that they are trying to alter my patterns. Why would they try and get all the information about me to work out how valuable I am if I do X, Y, and Z without trying to test, well, instead of doing X, Y, and Z, let's do Z, Y, and X and see if we can make an extra dollar out of this man. They are trying to brainwash you in real time, which goes exactly back to what Marcel said. People are on socials. They don't know why. They've been trained like dogs to just scroll. And if they feel any kind of discomfort in their life, any kind of sadness, if they're bored, they just scroll on their phone. They don't sit down and think about it. They don't introspect. They don't reflect. They don't look for the feedback and the lesson in it. They ignore all of it. They walk through life and don't even see the demons, my friend, because they're so busy trying to pay attention to a TikTok For You page or checking how many likes they got. So you have to understand, not only are they building a profile of you, a digital version of you, so they can work out and try to predict your behavior, because that's how they'll make their money. They are then trying to influence and deliberately change your behavior. And I would argue the reason TikTok was so massively successful is what TikTok did fantastically was so severely damage the attention span of the human race that other social medias are barely usable because they are slow and boring. Watch someone on TikTok, bro. What? They give a video a third of a second at most to instantly capture their attention. How are you ever going to pay attention and do something difficult or dedicate yourself to something boring or go to the gym and punch a punch bag for hours a day every single day when you have TikTok mind? They're trying to brainwash you, and they've already been extremely successful. So as a professional, you have to sit and say, next time you're on social media, what are they trying to do to me here? What are they trying to teach me here? What am I trying? What are they gaining from this? How are they trying to influence? I'll give you a very simple example of it. The reason the information doesn't automatically refresh, and the reason you have to pull down with your thumb to refresh the feed, is because that's a motor trigger. That's a physical trigger. I move my thumb, I get information in my brain. I move my thumb, I get information in my brain. Same with like a monkey. I press the button, I get a banana. I press the button, I get a banana. You're being trained in real time, and they're doing it to dumb you down and get you addicted to these applications. That's absolutely true. And then you have to understand, once you're fully, truly addicted, and I don't think our generation ever will be, but our grandchildren will certainly not be able to exist without these things. What are they going to do with them? How are they going to alter reality and information and dating and relationships, your interactions with your family, your interactions with your friends, your interactions with your kids? We're heading to a fairly dystopian world. And I guess we talked about suffering and how you need to be a man who can do difficult things. I don't think most men can even go a day without their phone. I was in jail, and for the first week, I kept reaching for my pocket. I'm in a jail cell, like trying to find my phone. I don't have a phone. It's crazy how addicted we all are. And when you understand that they're trying to alter the way you think and move and act, it becomes far more scary than you just being bored and needing entertainment.
Can I give one last prediction? I think, based on what you said as well, Andrew, that on some level, they're going to create a system, a global system, where like there's one hub of virtual reality where everyone plugs into. They work, they go to school, they eat, they conversate, they have virtual sex, and that's going to be the hub everyone goes to from their actual house. So you put on some goggles, Vision Pro, you're in your house,
iMachine.
You connect to the real world, and that's your life.
So here's another question, and I don't know if I know the answer to
I
this.
just want to add to your TikTok real fast, because, bro, you made some... this is why I love talking with y'all and having these discussions. I wish you guys could hear some of the conversations we have behind the scenes.
Yeah,
but
you can't, though. You can't.
Yeah, y'all can't hear it. Y'all can't hear it. Yeah, we'll literally get... We will be assassinated. But what I will say is this. You made a fantastic point about TikTok. I found this out literally the other day. Did you know that, like, young people and women especially use TikTok now as Google. Instead of Googling a restaurant, they TikTok it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another thing too, how strong TikTok is. TikTok has forced every single other social media platform to shorten their content.
Reels.
YouTube came out with shorts. Instagram came out with reels. Facebook now does a lot of short form video content. Twitter as well. X as well. TikTok single-handedly came in and forced all the other social media platforms to adapt to short form video content. So that was something that was crazy. So yeah, I think, Andrew, what you mentioned about TikTok is it's literally changing people's attention spans, because young people, and this person, why I don't even use TikTok, I refuse to use it. It literally makes you dumber. It literally makes you dumber. And then the whole thumb thing that you were mentioning, that's so true. And young people are addicted to it. Like my little brother and shit, I had to tell him, bro, you got to stop fucking looking at this shit. Like, it's going to fuck you up.
Bring him here.
You know? Yeah, he's good. He's good because I've like slapped him in and I bully him and call him a fag and all this. So he figured it out. Good. But, oh yeah, I bully the fuck out of my little brother. But he even finds himself on TikTok all the time. I'm like, bro, you got to stop this shit, man. Like, if you're going to look at TikTok, it's got to be educational shit only. And even then, you can't really get anything of substance in 20 seconds. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't, unless it's going to link you to something else that shows you something. But that is how we do social media nowadays. And yeah, I predict that people's IQs, I mean, we're seeing it right now. Who are some of the top young influencers? They're all retards. No offense, guys. Some, I know some of y'all, but yo, they're fucking retards.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. And here's the thing that's scary. I guess it goes back into our original topic that we were talking about. How do you as a man compare with the dopamine hit and the endless attention and the instant entertainment that women are getting from social media now? How do you even compare with that?
Asking the real questions, Andrew.
Yeah, no, that's a real question.
Asking a real question, Andrew.
You need a source.
That's a real question that deserves a real answer. So if you're a girl, I actually made this point on...
Before you continue, let me finish the question.
Sorry.
Please imagine being a beautiful young woman and imagine the validation and the attention and imagine all of the metrics, the dopamine. Imagine what you will obtain from social media as a beautiful young 18, 19-year-old, 20, 21-year-old beautiful girl. Imagine it. And imagine, we talk about egos and why women have these crazy egos. You can't even blame them. If you're a 21-year-old who's achieved nothing and you have billionaires desperate to see you, you're going to have an ego.
Yeah.
I mean, so how
we talk about Instagram. TikTok is the new one.
Of course it is. How do you as a man even compare with what women are obtaining and gaining from social media to a level where she respects you over her social media account? How do you make her sit and say, I'd rather him be happy with me than me get those likes, so I'm not going to take my shirt off and put that picture up? Because that is actually difficult, because you're now competing with the machine mind. You're competing with the most advanced AI on the planet, with some of the largest companies that exist on Earth trying to monetize your bitch. Your woman. They're trying to make money from her, and you have to beat that. So how do you do it?
I'll tell you how. So, well, obviously the answer, we all know this, but I put a tweet out on X recently, and it was something like, I said, women will say one good girl's worth 1,000 hoes. And I would say, in counter, this is the tweet, that one 6'4" billionaire, with muscles and a Bugatti, is worth 10,000 dudes who will like your Instagram pictures.
There you go.
And
more.
When I said that, a lot of people were like, well, what exactly do you mean by that? And what I mean is that women who sell their souls so cheaply, let's say the women who literally make sex videos and sell them online, etc., they think that they're popular women. They think that they're high value women because they get the millions of likes, the millions of views, the millions of DMs. They may even get DMs from me back when I had Instagram. But the point is, who actually values you? Nobody. I don't. The simps who like your pictures don't, and you don't value them either. There is a correlation between the attention you're going to get online and the attention you can get in real life. And you need to be able to accurately value it and measure it. And the truth be told is, I think if any man sitting here behind this desk right now, talk to a woman with even 1 million followers and all those likes and all those to say, look, I'm more important than your Instagram.
Yeah.
But delete your fucking page.
But I'm going to disagree with you.
No, she should. Hear me out. She should see the value in me above those Instagram likes.
But I'm going to
it's hard to compete with that level of
I'm going to disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. Because I think that women, when you're in a privileged position, which most beautiful women are, and they don't need to self-reflect, and they have TikTok brain, It's true. Most women have TikTok brain.
No,
You're
it's true.
talking about women sitting and discerning the difference between the likes she gets on the screen and the attention she gets from you. That requires a degree of perspicacity, and it requires a degree of consciousness.
Critical thinking.
That I don't think most women have, and I don't think they give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to sit there and go, oh, well, he cares for real, and they just want to fuck me. I don't think that crosses their mind.
Especially at 19 or 21.
No, they don't give a shit.
They don't know.
So what can you offer as a man? I guess this is a simpler version of the question, which ties into my answer, I guess. But what can you offer as a man that these social media platforms are offering? Because there's another thing that you don't forget. These social media platforms give them money. They get money.
Yeah.
They get attention. They get validated.
Independence.
They get independence.
Yep.
They get their ego validated. They get so many amazing things from the machine mind, which is designed to be as addictive as possible. What is one of the few things left you can offer a woman that these social media platforms cannot yet offer her?
I'll tell you what, good dick.
No, but even so, then revert back.
Come on,
The
Fresh.
even if
False
you-
nigga answer.
The moment you cause a problem or there's a rift, it's so easy for them to lock back into that and have all these other men saying, you don't need this. And da, da, da,
Yep.
da, da, da.
Yep.
So even if you can get them to come off the platform, how do you get them to stay off of it?
You made a good
Yeah.
point.
You know my advice? My
Very good
advice,
point.
honestly, and this sounds crazy, what I would say is, and this is gonna sound wild, but you actually have to revert to true primal instincts. I would say,
Smash her phone. Oh.
get her pregnant. Smash her phone!
Smash and dash.
Nah, get her pregnant and say, look, this child is worth more than X, Y, Z, and if she doesn't see it then,
You're doomed.
she's for the
But
streets.
I'll tell you this: some girls, like I
She's for the
tweeted,
streets.
going viral right now, right? I talked about this fucking girl, Ding, Bobby Altoff, cha-ching sound. You guys know what that means, right?
Cha-ching.
One of them boys. She got divorced from her husband because she wanted to do a podcast with Drake in a fucking bed when they had a baby. And now she's boxing with Ryan Garcia in his fucking like
And
penthouse.
a lot
in
of these
Vegas or some
women, a
shit.
lot of these women don't want you to get them pregnant, so they won't allow it. They're on birth control.
Yeah.
I'll give you my answer, and I don't know if I'm
Please.
right, but I'll give you my answer.
Please.
I think one of the few things left you can offer as a man that social media cannot yet replace us for is security and safety. I think it is your primary objective to make a woman feel safe. And I think if you can do that, she will feel something intrinsic that is aligned with her biology that she can't get from social media. And if you do it well and you're good at your job, in fact, her being famous on social media and having so much attention ties into her needing safety even more. And I think that security and safety can be physical, it can be financial, it can be in a lot of different ways. But if you say to a woman, look, you can get a bunch of attention on Instagram, sure. You can make some money on Instagram, sure. A bunch of men are going to message you on Instagram, sure. But I'm the only one who's going to make sure nothing bad happens to you. I'm the only one who's going to make sure you don't make mistakes. I'm the only one who's going to make sure that you are taken care of. And if there's a problem, you can call me no matter what. And that requires a degree of competence and capability. But I feel like, and I'm just talking from personal experience, if you can't make a woman feel safe nowadays in lots of different regards, both physical and financial, and even intellectually safe, if you're competent and a woman comes to you with her problem, it takes you less than a fraction of a second to tell her what to do.
Yeah.
If you can make her feel safe, you can compete with the machine mind. But if you can't give her that safety feeling anymore, if you're Joe Schmo and you can't do it, if you're a pussy and you're afraid to throw down if you need to throw down, or if you don't feel like, or if she doesn't look at you as a man who she can come to for guidance or advice, if you can't give her safety, I don't think you can compete with Instagram. I think you're going to fucking lose. No matter how much money you have or how much attention you give her. You can't give her more attention than the world will give her on Insta. You can't. Safety's all we have left, which ties into why it's so important you need to be a masculine man in the first place. She needs to look at you. My girl says to me all the time, you're my hero. You're like a hero. You're like a superhero. You're like the heroes. I know nobody can touch me if because you stop them. Like, you have to give that feeling of safety now.
You do.
Otherwise, I don't think you could compete. So then you have to sit down as a man and go, okay, I have this woman. I really love her. She has this Instagram page. She's getting money, attention, validation, all these things from there. I want to make her feel safe. How do I do that without coming across like a controlling weirdo? Well, she needs to truly respect me and allow me to have enough guidance and enough control over her life for her to feel as safer as a person, for her to respect me as a man and respect my competence. But I feel like striving to give your woman safety is now more important than ever, because all the men I see failing to do that lose their chick to the fucking FYP, bro. The For You page will steal your bitch.
Literally.
It will steal your bitch.
That is so true, man. And I want to say this too. I think another thing too that a lot of guys need to also focus on is, like I said this earlier, I don't think guys should take women seriously that are on social media like that. Like, if your chick has 50K followers, 100,000 followers, even 10,000, we're starting to get into dangerous territory. Like, bro, you should seriously consider, should I take this girl seriously? Because girls that take social media seriously like that a lot of the times, can you convert some of them and have them, be wife material? Of course. But the likelihood diminishes, especially if you don't have status yourself. If you're a regular guy, you're an accountant, you're a successful guy, etc., but you're not on the internet like that, but your girl's all over the internet, it's gonna be tough for you. Look at this chick. I mean, obviously at the highest level, this Bobby Althoff chick, she's doing interviews with fucking Offset and Drake, and she came out of fucking nowhere. I don't know, whatever the hell. She gets all these big interviews, but she doesn't feel like she needs to listen to her man's authority because she has all this clout and fame, and that's how women feel when they have clout and fame a lot of times, even if you might make more money than them, because women measure status as the most important thing overall over money. Because there's a lot of dudes that are famous that are brokies, right? So they look at it like status is what matters, and those guys get girls. So what I would say is, like, I think the best thing for just the majority of guys is, if you're not famous, you're a regular guy, don't get with a chick that has a big following, because it's going to bring you problems down the road that you might not even be equipped to handle because you don't have the status to compete a lot of the times. Like, and another thing too is, your girl really likes you when she makes her social media shit private and you didn't have to say a fucking word. She just made it private. And I like the fact that you mentioned she feels like you're her superhero. Little pro tip for you guys. This is why it's so important to be in the fucking gym and train, guys. Take your girl to the gym with you one time. Let her work out by herself. You work out by yourself in an empty gym. Fuck it, take your shirt off when you're training and you're in good shape. Trust me, your girl will have a newfound respect for you, especially if she sees you going after her, etc. She'll be like, damn, you're my superhero. Because my girl literally told me that the other day when I was working out with her. I was in the gym, she was in the gym, and she saw me in there busting my ass because I actually do genuinely train hard. And she's like, damn, you're my superhero. She literally told me that shit, Andrew. No joke. Literally like a week or two ago, Angie, right? That's what you need to be, man. She needs to feel 100% trust in, this guy is my fucking hero. He can do it. He will lead me to the promised land. And you guys want multiple women, etc. That's how your girl needs to feel about you for you to be able to pull it off. Yep. She needs to truly have unshakable doubt in your ability to lead her. That you're there no matter what. Fuck another bitch, but I care about you.
Yep. You want to be
That's what matters.
Or Clark Kent?
That's right, bro.
Yeah. I would just say
that resonated with me a lot.
Yeah, that was very good. I would just say that women are very emotional, and that's something we can use to our advantage. So obviously speaking, social media has a tie on them because that's their go-to for answers, for dopamine hits. But if you're a guy of value that she sees respect and respects, she can say, you know what? All right, what's this guy about? What's his character like? Can he take care of me? Can I trust him all the way? And if you can prove that to her over a period of time, if you can show like you're the man of value, you're the guy that she wants to be with, and you can take care of her, like you said, financially or physically, then she can say, you know what? All right, what are the pros and cons? Is it worth me posting on Instagram, doing whatever I do, or is this guy worth me giving out for? And if you outweigh the pros of social media, and she say, you know what? My internal emotions tell me, all right, this guy's worth the risk. I'll take the risk on him. Versus $50K a year, you're telling her what to do. No respect. Why would she make that change?
Especially when she makes money off social media.
She won't make a
change. It's going to be even tougher for you. And here's the other thing too. Another thing I think is very important, which I've noticed with girls that I've done well with, that like, I'm like, okay, you have potential here.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, bro. They got a fucking dad, bro. Like, yo, it just makes life way easier because they have a general respect for masculinity. Every girl that I've gone along with that got elevated to like main girl or whatever, almost always had a strong father figure in her life that had these misogynistic tendencies that women like to complain about a lot of the times. They were overbearing. They're very protective. You ain't fucking going out at this time. You're not going to go out with your brother. Or they had a strong brother in their situation.
Also, I would argue as well, just add to your point.
Yeah.
Women that do things for you automatically, I think is great because they can pick up on signals.
Yeah.
But that's them, their program is telling them to do it. Versus you tell them what to do and they follow your lead, they respect it because, again, you can say whatever you want to a girl, but she can do whatever she wants to do. But if she respects you, genuinely, you say, hey, listen, you know what? I don't like this. My girl doesn't do these things. She'll say, you know what? Damn, I like Andrew this much. Fuck it. I'm not going to go out. I'm going to stay home. But respectfully, is what you said. I told her what to do.
Yo, that is so powerful. Right, Andrew, like what you said about, like literally, I'm thinking about that shit right now. There's some of you motherfuckers are watching this podcast right now. Yeah. And your girl's getting taken by the For You page. It's fucking true.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is so true. Like, dude, that is profound because whether it's the For You page on TikTok or Instagram, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're getting taken by that shit. And I agree, bro, 100%. The only way that you're going to be able to beat out the attention and validation and even, if it's the money, even worse, the only way you're going to be able to beat that out is you got to be the protector and the provider. What does it go back to? being a traditional masculine fucking guy. No 50-50 here in 2024, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Like, it's just not gonna fucking work. If you want your girl to truly be in love and admire and respect you, say, you're my hero, you need to do hero shit, which means you take everything on. She don't gotta worry about shit except for being pretty and being happy.
That's right. And there's no
So
light.
true.
There's no light without dark. And if you want a woman to truly respect you, she needs to rely on you for everything. But you better not fail her. And you have a huge responsibility as a man. You got massive responsibility. You can't be the guy who says, I don't know. Nothing will dry her pussy up faster than I don't know. Bro, when she comes to you and says, this is broken, and you go, I don't know. She's going to look at you like, what? Who are you? Even if you don't know, you got to find someone who does know and pay the price and get it fixed. That's your job as a man.
Yo.
You start throwing that shit out the door and you just start saying, oh, I'll just tell her I love her all the time. Everyone on Instagram tells her they love her. And eventually she'll check one of their profiles and he's got a nicer car than you and he's better looking than you. And it's just a slow ticking time bomb until the FYP has taken your bitch.
And let me tell you this too, Andrew. Like, this is something that we've been kind of introducing into the show. I can't wait till we have you on, bro, because you can ask these girls some of these questions. Whenever girls break up, one of the things I love to ask when they break up with the guy said, did your social media presence, especially girls that have an audience, be honest here, did your social media presence play a part in you being able to leave your guy easier? Every fucking time I ask that shit, they say yes.
Of course it is.
Options. Yeah.
Of course.
Every single time, bro. Did your abundance of options on the internet play a role in you being able to walk away from your guy? And it's always fucking yes, man.
Bro, the grass is always greener, and there's a lot of women right now who are obsessing over the small patch of grass in someone else's fucked up garden.
Yes.
It's true, bro. And they'll see another bitch who's going on holiday with her man when you don't take her on holiday, or they're seeing another man who drives this fast car when you ain't got one, whatever. And they don't know all the trouble and strife those people are going through. They don't know that woman's a drug addict and she's depressed and she has to take Xanax to sleep, and then that man's got cases on him because he's a drug dealer. He's gonna be in jail in a month. They don't care about any of that. They're obsessing over the small patch of grass in someone else's fucked up garden, and it will poison their mind, and they'll end up arguing with you over that exact dumb shit. And the only thing I've ever discovered that makes a woman go, it doesn't matter what I see because I know I am safe here, is safety, because women crave that safety.
Yeah.
Intrinsically. You know, like the Western world has a lot of women confused, especially in America, where they're like, I'm not scared of no man, and that is the biggest crock of shit. As soon as it gets anywhere near anything serious, you see their fear. My last First and Fit proved it when that psycho knocked on the door.
You saw it, yeah.
Facts, yeah.
They were literally telling me 20 minutes before that how tough they were. As soon as a weirdo comes to the door, screaming, they all ran away. So you have to at least be able to offer that safety to a woman, and you'll be able to do that if you're working hard.
Only the men stood up.
Only the men stood up. If you're working hard, training hard, showing you're brave, showing that you're not afraid. This is some of the things that I think people don't understand as well. We talk about emotionality in men and how women find it unattractive, and I actually agree by and large. If you cry in front of your chick, to a degree she'll lose respect for you. But it depends why, and there's always nuance and scenarios where that changes. If you're crying out of frustration or crying like a girl because you can't fix something, then I think she'll lose a lot of respect for you. But if you're sitting there furious with tears running down your face because you're about to go kill the man who hurt her, she ain't gonna lose respect for you. That's different. So again, even a lot of the other arguments, a lot of the things we talk about emotionality in men or all these things or crying, etc. It ties back to the basic premise. I'll tell you now, I would argue with all my money and all my status and all of my physical attributes and how handsome I am and all this bullshit, if a woman felt like she wasn't safe with me, like I would allow something to happen to her and I wouldn't do anything about it, she'd leave. Sooner or later, she'd leave. And she might leave me for the thug who would kill a dude who looked at her wrong, and maybe he's too far the other way. But they crave that safety. And it's the only thing you can give left in the physical world that the social media platforms can't steal from you. And that's extremely important.
That was a fantastic point you just brought up.
True.
The reason why women love bad boys is because of their propensity for potential violence.
100%.
Yeah.
That's why. Like, when they go for the guy with the fucking leather jacket, motorcycle, etc., bad boy, he might be a brokey, but he's able to create this aura of potential safety.
Yep.
And that's very addicting.
In danger.
You know what I mean? Yeah, even though he's the one that actually puts them in danger. But they know that he can protect them from, has at least the capability. Does he actually do it? A lot of times, no. He's a fucking loser. But he has the capability to protect her from danger.
Yep, absolutely. So, and that's kind of where, I guess also, if we go further down the rabbit hole, you can also apply this to other things. If you
we in this now.
if you say to a girl, Don't go to the club. Why? Oh, all your friends are hoes and you're going to go out drinking and da-da. You're right. But the reason you're telling her reeks to a degree of insecurity. Now, you're right and you can do it the right way. But if you were to say, I don't think you should be going out, bad things happen. I care about you and I want to make sure you're okay. I'll take you out, but I don't think you should be going out. And she's like, I really want to go. I really want to go. You're like, all right, cool. I'm trying to protect you here. I'm your man, and I believe it's my job to keep you safe in all realms. If you want to disobey my orders, well, then how can I be responsible for making sure you're safe? But now you're not speaking from a position of insecurity. You're speaking from a position of authority and respect and capability and competence, which is a different thing. And I don't think many men even do that. I'll say to my women, be home before dark. They could be 28 years old. And I'll be like, well, it's dark at 6. Yep, I want you home before dark. Bad things happen in the world. I want you home because I love you.
There are many other examples, like don't post that you know me or you associate with me on social media. Oh, well, what? Your other bitches or blah, 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 blah. If you post you know me, the police are going to drag you in for fucking question. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you are that man who actually means it and she knows it, she's like, okay, you know what? Maybe I won't do that.
Safety is one of the last true emotional biological triggers that women have left.
And they can't get it through the internet.
Yeah, and they can't get it through the internet. And as the world gets more and more fucked up, like, I don't want to talk about any dark triad shit that's going to go against me or be used against me, but this isn't even dark triad. But truthfully, if you care about your woman, you should be doing this anyway. If you live in Phoenix, Arizona, and you see girls who get murdered in Phoenix, Arizona, you need to send that news article to your chick.
Yes.
That's not
dark triad at all.
That's not being manipulative. That's saying, look, everyone thinks it won't happen to them till it happens.
It happens.
Look at this. Here's how, and then ask her as an adult. You're an adult. How do you think, look at the scenario, read the article. Why did this happen to her? Well, first it was 9:30 at night. Secondly, she was by herself. Thirdly, she was riding a bike. Like, how do we make sure this never happens to you? Do you understand that I wouldn't be able to continue with my life and be the same person if I lost you? How do I make sure this never happens to you? My number one goal is not to stop you having fun and not to stop you living your life, but I feel like as a man, I need to protect you. Here's this. And I guarantee right now, any of you in any city can Google up right now and find a bunch of chicks who got their heads chopped off not too far away in the Western world. And then she'll start to respect you. Go, okay, maybe. Now, like everything in life, it's nuanced. Don't come across like a psycho. But I'm trying to explain to you that once you show your intention is truly for her safety, she's going to be far more likely. She'll have a much higher propensity to listen to what you say. Because that's the last thing left you can offer as a man. Now, if you're lazy,
Really good point.
If you're lazy, if you don't train, if you don't know how to fix the fridge, if you come across as incompetent, if you're sloppy, if you're slow, then she's not going to believe you when you try these things because she can say, well, what would you do anyway? I have genuinely never been, or every single girl who knows me, whenever they watch the movie, and this is, I swear to God, when they watch Taken, they message me. They say, you'd do that, wouldn't you? So, of course, top G. They believe I'd Liam Neeson my way because I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I'm that guy in their mind. My exes can't watch Taken without going, only Andrew would do that. Who's this motherfucker?
He'd find me.
Who's this motherfucker? You ain't gonna find me.
You need to be that guy.
You ain't gonna find me. You gotta be that guy. But
that is so true, man.
But you have to be about it. So you have to, as like everything in life, and we can apply this to relationships and everything else. You don't own a fucking thing. Everything is rented. You have a nice business, you stop working on it, you go broke. You have a nice body, you stop training, you lose it. You have love, you stop working on it, you lose that too. Everything is rented. And I'll tell you the number one thing in the world that's rented that most people don't realize is that is your woman's respect for you. You can't start slipping because you start slipping and the trap is they make you slip.
Yes.
Just eat this food. You get comfortable as fuck. That's the superpower is to never be slipping. I'll even tell you now, this is a personal story, it's a personal experience, but women have said to me, you always live with your boys. Why are you always with your boys? I'd like to live with you. But they never leave me because living with my boys is what keeps me sharp. That's why I am the man they're in love with in the first place. If I live with just them, you're never going to be the same as when you're with the predators. You're never going to train as hard. You're never going to keep your head on a swivel the same. You've got to have that warrior instinct. So when we talk about a woman's respect being rented for you, that comes down to so many tiny things. It comes down to the fact that your phone is charged and your gas tank is full and you're organized. Bro, some of my best conversations are me sitting with my girl and talking about what we would do when World War III comes. What we're going to do what we would do if someone tried to break into our house. Well, they can't, baby, because I put a gate there and I've got armed guards. I've got bulletproof doors. Look, here's a Glock. I got this here. I didn't know that gun was there. Of course I do, baby. I've got everything. Like, they love hearing that. They don't love it. They love hearing that more than anything.
Stay ready.
Well, stay ready, because that's what they expect from you as a man. That I'll tell you, nothing will turn a chick on more than you telling her how you'll fight the entire fucking world to save her. Bro, they love that shit, but they also expect it of you. And it doesn't matter how liberal the relationship, doesn't matter how feminist the girl and guy. If they're walking down the street and a man comes up to attack them, she's gonna expect her man to do something.
Damn right.
She's gonna expect him to do something.
Let me tell you a story about Marcel. Shit, I'm gonna interject here for a second.
Please.
Marcel actually became kind of famous in my town. I come from a shithole called Luton. Luton is a horrible town. It's the Bronx of the United Kingdom.
Damn.
It's the Compton of the United Kingdom. It's
Goddamn.
horrible. Now, Marcel actually became quite famous in this town. I knew Marcel before this, a couple years before this, but at that very moment, it was before the FaceTime, let me call my boys, Instagram, immediate reaction bullshit.
MSN.
Yes, it was before. It was back in the days when you had to hear about shit on BBC News.
Okay.
You know why Marcel became famous? Famous in my town. I'm sure you got a bunch of pussy from this. I'm sure. Famously, a bunch of ninjas broke into Marcel's house. They had beef with Marcel.
Can we tell this story, Marcel?
Yeah.
So about 6 or 7 ninjas, don't know what I'm saying, broke into this man and said, how many was it?
like
20.
20, yeah.
20.
Oh,
Kicked
shit.
in Marcel's door. Now, not Marcel's door. Marcel's mom's door.
Oh, fuck.
Marcel's sister and brother's door. Now, Marcel, famously, this is famous in Luton, so I'm going to make it famous worldwide. Knowing he'd lose, obviously, we're talking the Battle of Thermopylae. We're talking King Leonidas shit.
Yeah. 300.
Stood at
Versus a
the
million.
top of the stairs with a pair of nunchucks. And he learned basic nunchucks from who? Andrew. And my dad taught you nunchucks. You stood at the top of the stairs with those nunchucks. Boom. Flip, 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 flip. Let's go. Come upstairs. Let's go.
No.
They smashed his TV. They smashed his radio downstairs. They smashed his doors and windows downstairs. These 20 or 30 ninjas, right? And Marcel stood there. If you come upstairs, you're dead. Now, man to man, we know. Now it's been 15 years. I'll tell all you ninjas listening right now. You would have beaten. You would have beaten. There was 20 of you. But
You're watching this shit right now like, damn.
Hear me out.
Punch in the air.
And his mom was
got
safe. His brother was safe. His sister was safe. His brother's now a man himself. His brother was like 9. It was bullshit.
Yeah.
At the top of the stairs with those nunchucks.
And they had to charge everyone
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah.
One direction.
And
They
yeah.
come from one way now.
Thermopylae.
Let's go.
Yeah. And they fucking left without going up the stairs.
Wow.
Now.
That was
Marcel-
legendary Luton
That
G
was
shit.
legend. That was.
Bro,
this
everyone
is-
was talking about it for a year.
This is mythology where I'm from. This is mythology. Now, as I understand, I ain't implicating any criminals in any potential crimes because I would never implicate my friends if they ever committed a crime. But I heard that over the next 3 or 4 years, anytime those ninjas were seen by a certain dude, he beat the living shit out of them one-on-one. And establish his point. Now, most of those ninjas are in like prison and shit. They're all day. There ain't none left.
Get them back.
Yeah. Someone beat them all up. But the point is, that got Marcel so much pussy. I'd be like hanging out back before I was Tristan Tate. I was Tristan Tate at the time. Hey, Tristan. Oh, you know Marcel. My friend really likes Marcel. I'm like, you don't know that motherfucker, Marcel. How you know? You know the fucking nunchuck stores? We taught him nunchucks. Where's my pussy?
I'm Mr. Miyagi. Fuck Dan.
True story. Safety. Protect those you care about. It's a true story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
100% true.
Man.
Good story, man.
And that's a fantastic story to prove the point that, guys, you must be capable in all realms, right? You got to be able to protect your girl. And here's the thing, for a small fee, me and Fresh will wear ninja masks and fucking attack your girl and take the purse from her, and then we'll bring it back to you, and you can say, I beat him up and got it back for you, baby.
Well,
and then she'll stay our asshole.
To be fair, I need no mask.
Yeah. For real talk, if y'all want, man, because a lot of y'all can't tell your girl, hey, don't go outside, nigga, we got you. For a small fee, we will literally go and rob your girl, not for real, take the purse, and
As
then
niggas.
we'll give it to you, and then you can say, I found them, I whooped their asses, here's a picture, by the way, and we'll lie down like this with blood on our face.
Catch up.
Yeah, we'll catch up. Right, and yeah.
Jussie Smollett, right?
I'm about to confess to a crime right now.
Uh-oh.
Me and Marcel are conspiring to commit crime. We've been hearing all these stupid stories here. Oh, this girl was 15, got raped at a party, dragged into a van, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Hear me out. You know I've got a door. He's got a door. Andrew's got a door. Here's my plan. If any of these girls fuck up, ever, come home drunk, smelling of cigarettes, ever, listen to me, police. That's when I really will kidnap someone. I'll kidnap Marcel's daughter. I'll kidnap my own kid. You want to talk kidnapping? That's when it's going to happen. Hey, Marcel.
You have permission to kidnap mine, too.
She came home drunk. I'm going to drive the van.
You kidnap mine, too.
So she don't know me. And these motherfuckers are going to grab her, throw the back of her. Hey, you're ransomed. Call your dad. And I ain't even going to tell her it was a joke. I'm going to tell her I paid the fucking ransom.
She'll behave after that.
That's when I'm going to kidnap someone.
She'll behave after
They
that.
arrest me then.
She'll behave after that.
Jesus Christ.
It's an unfortunate reality.
It's a joke, guys.
The world is a dangerous and violent place. And there are men in the world who can't get all the pussy like Walt.
It's a dangerous joke. No, but it's a joke, but it's a dangerous and violent place.
It ain't funny. It ain't funny. The world's horrible.
Yeah, it's
and
tough.
People and women get raped and fucked and killed and kidnapped and human trafficked all the motherfucking time.
Yeah.
And sadly, that's the way things are. So yeah, protective, like Andrew said. Well, we're now encircling the point you made. 20
No, I mean, but I like the fact that, like, because a lot of guys will say, hey, you know, they come in from the frame of, I don't want you to be a whore, but the reality is you need to come from the frame of, hey, it's not safe for you, which is very true. It's very true. Clubs are not places where you want to be, where there's a lot of fucking weirdos out there that want to do weird shit, roofing chicks, all this other shit. Yeah. Like, bro, every chick is like a lot of these hoes, like, they've been roofied before. They'll even tell you, yeah, they'll admit before. They'll admit it to you.
I think generally guys watch the podcast or watch Andrew Tate and Tristan, and they just copy the verbiage without having a actual genuine,
they don't understand why,
manly desire to protect their girl.
Yeah.
So the message is very clear, but the actual intention and genuine desire is not there to protect their girl.
I'll tell you the most crazy thing before we change this point or end this point, but this is the most crazy thing. I've had my girl say to me, "Can I go here?" And I say no. I don't trust those people, or it's dark, or I'm not around, or I don't really want you to go there. And she'll say, "I'm so glad you said no." And I'll say, "What do you mean?" She goes, "I don't know. I'm just glad you said no. I feel safer. I feel happier that you won't even let me go."
Yeah.
You can't get your girl to listen. If I tell her not to go, she's more happy I won't let her.
Yeah.
Literally, because she respects me that much and wants to feel safe from me that much.
She just wants to flex it to her friends.
Yeah.
Oh, my boyfriend told me no. Sorry.
Yeah.
You hoes can go.
He said it's not safe because him and the goons and the straps ain't nearby, so you have to go without protection, but I only go with protection.
Yeah.
Gangster. That's life.
And deep down, guys, I want to tell you, if you guys got a girl that cares about you, she wants to flex that you said you don't want her there. Yep. So she could tell him, oh yeah, someone gives a fuck about me, hoes.
Yep.
Yo, women are like that, bro. Like, yo, they will want to go ahead and flex the fact that a man actually gives a fuck about them from a security standpoint, by the way, for their actual well-being, right? And yeah, he cares about me. That's why he doesn't want me to go. And then her friends will probably, oh, he doesn't really. They'll talk shit, but they'll be jealous. They'll be angry, bro. Then they'll fucking cry in their TikTok 2 years later in their car, wondering why no one takes them seriously, because they don't respect male authority. And I've, again, just to make life easier for you, try to stay away from girls that are all over social media, have big followings, etc., because you're going to have to do this at a higher level if you want to get these girls to comply. Especially if you're a regular guy and you don't give a fuck about social media, which most of you guys don't, which is fine, by the way. Social media is a waste of time for most of y'all anyway. But yeah, man, like, stay away from girls that do that. And I've noticed girls that have fathers tend to just respond better to male authority. They're used to a man telling them it's not safe, don't go outside. Yep. You know, they're used to their brother saying it. They're used to their father saying it. So when you come in and you say, hey, I don't want you going there, it's familiar ground.
It's out. Yep. Agreed.
So what's up next for the Tate Bros, Marcel, Fresh and Fit? What's coming up next? What's going down?
Do you want to answer for the Tate Bros, Andrew? Or should I?
We're going to have Andrew here tomorrow, probably.
Well, yeah.
For a one-on-one.
We'll do a one-on-one podcast tomorrow.
No, but what's up next?
Up next is we have to beat this Matrix attack. I like to believe that everyone at home now understands how the Matrix operates, and I want you at home to understand that if you're a man in the world today, you are already guilty of crimes. Yes. If you have a dick, you are guilty. because women are all to be believed, and you are not to be believed. And if they can find any woman from your past who dislikes you on any level, whether you yelled at her and you were controlling via being yelling, whether you were extremely nice to her and bought her presents and paid her bills, and you controlled her via the loverboy method, manipulation via being nice. You can be bad and you're guilty. You can be nice and you're guilty. All they have to do if they want to take you down is find any woman. And I'm sure you as a full-grown man understand that they're to contact every woman you've ever interacted with. There's going to be someone who will dislike you, especially if she'll get a payday or fame or clout or media attention for it. And they will destroy you. So we're in a matrix attack. I think everyone understands that it's not real and nobody believes it anymore, which is fantastic. Worst case, they put us in jail, and I will say good. I'll say good. Thank you, God, for giving me this experience. I know when I'm 78, I'm going to look back on my days in a Romanian prison, and I'm going to have stories to tell, and it'll probably make me a better version of myself. And if we do beat the Matrix attack, that's also fantastic. And we're going to hopefully come to America and do a tour with the Fresh and Fit guys and come and see you guys again.
Let's go.
Either way, it's good. It doesn't matter if they put us in jail or not. All I care about is that the people at home understand what's happening to me. I don't want anyone to actually think we are people we're not. I don't want anyone to think that I steal when I don't steal. I don't want people to think I'm wearing a red t-shirt when I'm not wearing a red t-shirt. I don't want anyone to think I'm a human trafficker when I'm not a human trafficker. But I think the world's woken up to how the Matrix operates and how you get your first life, which is cancellation. Your second life is they'll try and put you in jail. And your third life, they'll try and kill you. And I kept saying it over and over again, and they followed the playbook exactly with me. And God willing, we beat this Matrix attack and we can get back on the road and continue to hopefully inspire the people at home. Our goal is to inspire you. And I really want, when you watch us, I don't want you to feel just entertained, because there's a lot of streamers you can watch put forks in plug sockets and be entertained by their stupidity and asininities. I want you to feel inspired and motivated and be a better version of yourself. And that's truly what makes this worth it for me. And I hope that we get to beat this so we can focus on the work we're doing, which I think is improving people's lives. And that's what's coming next for us, depending on how this case plays out.
Yeah, so I'll say, what is next for us is I'm in the very rare position in my 35 years where what's next for me isn't destined or defined or decided by me. It's not. It's decided, I guess, by God, by our judge in our case. And honestly, I think our judge is actually fantastic, to be honest. And she keeps making the correct decisions, and let's hope that keeps happening and continues to happen. What's next for me? I now don't know, but I'm prepared for anything. I'm ready for anything, and no matter what happens to me, there's gonna be like guys like Myron and Walt and Marcel out there like telling the truth. So it doesn't matter that much, because your success isn't hinged on me. Your success isn't tied to me. If they really take me down with this Matrix attack, I know you'll continue to be winners. If I am freed very soon, like I think I should be, like I think I will be, because I believe that justice is real and I believe that God is real, then, you're going to continue to listen to us and to win anyway. I don't really know what's next for us. I can't see beyond the great barrier of this bullshit Matrix attack. And, it's I'm going to be fine either way. So don't worry about me is the answer to that. So let's talk about what's next for Marcel, and then you guys can say your bit.
So I'm not up for jail yet.
Man doing the podcast.
But yeah, I'm just, for me, it's just...
He walked in and he said, "We're all going to jail," and he sits down.
I mean, it's happening. It's going to happen at some point, I'm guessing. But, for me, just continue to stream on Rumble, which is the rules of the game. You can catch that. I think I do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And just continue to grow, continue to keep the message going, keep everyone positive, and try just be honest and give people the real shit. That's what I want to do.
What time do you go on Tuesday, Thursdays?
So UK time it's 7 p.m. and here it's 9 p.m. I'm not sure what it is.
That's going to be, UK is 5 hours ahead. So yeah, it's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Go check it out,
7
guys.
p.m. London time, right? You said 7 p.m. Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern. Check them out, guys. Bro, I mean, look, we didn't talk about the case that much. Maybe a little bit more when we do our one-on-one interviews. But what I'm gonna say is this, man. Yeah,
fuck the
guys,
case, bro.
for all you fucking haters out there,
They're gonna beat it, man.
They said that they were fucking guilty or whatever. They're getting the cars back. Fuck you guys. You guys talked all this shit, etc. They got out of jail. They got out of house arrest. Like, I've talked about the case extensively. Showed you guys footage, etc. If you guys go check it out. We did an interview with their lawyer. We just showed you guys footage of the case. I broke it down. The guys are fucking innocent, man. They're here. So I'll just leave it there.
I've known these guys 20 years, like in my life. I've never seen them do anything dishonorable ever. Like everything they do is honorable. Like I said this on one of my streams before, like, whenever they have money, it's never for themselves. They're always giving it to homeless people or to tip people here whose salaries here is, what, $400 a month? And they're doubling that on a day. Like, I'd never seen these guys do anything but give. Even like the real world, what they created it for was not for them. It's so that they can give platforms to other people to make money. That's what it is. Every single, look at what they've done. Just look at their personality, how they are, what they're trying to achieve. It's nothing to do with them. Everything is geared out to everyone else. Because when you get into a position of power, that's what you want to do. You want to bring the people, or when you're from a righteous place, you want to bring the people behind you up as much as possible. And that's all they've ever done, ever.
Yeah.
So just look at their character and how they are. This is bullshit.
I find it interesting how all the people that are close to them have nothing bad to say. Fucking interesting, right? Like, it's like, yo, like, all the people that know the most about them, like, none of them, why the hell stick by it? What the fuck is going on? Like, yeah, bro, like, it's just, good people are good people, man. So,
Even
whatever.
just like me, like, I was like in construction, like, to have your boy pull your side, say, bro, like, that's not good enough for you. Get out of that and we'll figure it out. Like, he's pulled me into this position. Like, he didn't have to. I could have just been there and we could have just been spoke every day like we did anyway. Every time I visited, he was like, you need to stop doing that and follow him. And then eventually I was like, you know what, yeah. He's always trying to help the fellow man. And everything he does, even behind all the jokes and all that, when we joke, everything they do is to help the fellow man. Everything. And it's just...
I mean, the fact that you guys are friends for 20 years, I have friends like that too. I mean, that's just what men do. Yeah.
20 more.
21, man.
They don't kill my ass.
Yeah, man. That's a testament. Like, when you're able to keep friends for that long, that speaks a lot about your character. You know what I mean? When you're able to keep friends that long. So,
Marcel's all right.
yeah.
He's all right.
He's a nice guy. Nice guy. I like him.
No, man. I mean, yo, guy, we'll have Andrew tomorrow, guys. We're gonna also interview Tristan as well. It's gonna be lit. And then maybe we'll do an emergency meeting on the Tate speech if we have time for it. We'll be here for a few days in Romania, so it'll be a fucking good ass time. I'm excited to be here. I'm happy to be here. It's been a while. You guys been waiting for this for a very long time. Yo, when are you gonna interview Tate? Blah blah.
So, guys, you can see now they didn't turn their backs on us. They're still here right now.
Yeah, people saying that dumb shit, bro. It's like, bro,
trying to cause division.
people don't. Yeah, they're trying to start divides, and they don't get what's going on. Like,
And they don't understand true friendship and true brotherhood. It doesn't fucking end because of a delay in a stream. Geez.
Yeah.
what the fuck, man?
Okay, last Donald's here. 3 Diglett says, what if the scar was on your dick? He's talking about scars about experience.
What I would say is, what is the scars on your dick? What if you got scars on your dick? What if your dick? Hear me out. If you play the game right, by the time she sees your dick, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? You could have a tiny dick, scars on your dick. Now, but the problem with you small dick motherfuckers is you give off your small dick energy. You know what I mean? But, you know, if you somehow were to change games, say you got scars on your dick, whatever, this guy's always got a weird dick, and this is a very unusual question to answer.
Diglets, yeah.
If you are
3 of them.
smooth, smart, cool, nice dates, nice that, nice this, and you give her a good time, you take her home, and the seduction method is right, and you're ready to make love, you're gonna smash, bro.
Yeah, she won't even look when you pull it out,
You're
man.
gonna smash.
It's about the story, bro. What do you mean it doesn't matter the scars? It's about the story.
Diglets.
Don't you remember? You forgot. You don't remember your ex-girlfriend when 5 pit bulls tried to attack her and you jumped in to save her? And you said, run, run, I'm going to fight them all by myself. And they bit your arm and they bit your face. And,
And
then
then
they
a
bit your dick
shark
off.
appeared out of
and
nowhere.
then a tiger parachuted in and took a bite, but your dick was so strong it couldn't detach it from your body. And now there's a scar there, but you're glad the scar is
Sell
there
it.
to remind you
Sell
of the
it.
time that you had to
Let's
be
go.
brave enough to defend her honor.
Let's go! Sell that shit!
That's a story.
Damn right.
Or you can stop scratching.
Yeah.
Either way. Yeah.
But that story he just told didn't actually
Yeah,
happen to
the
be.
shark one is way better.
Well, that's very insensitive. That didn't actually happen to me.
Nigga. All right, cool. Bronson Feller says, when are you going to throw Sneeko that party, become a millionaire? We all want
Hear me
to
out.
see
Listen,
it.
I said I'm going to throw Sneeko a party when he became a millionaire. He became a millionaire about the same day I got put in jail. And for the next 3 months, he looked like he was having a very good time. And he's been looking like he's having a very good time since then. And he's having a very successful time since then. I don't think he, right now that I'm under police surveillance, expects a party. It's going to be what it's going to be. Sneeko knows I'm cool with him. Like, it is what it is.
Shout out to Sneeko,
Shout out
man.
to him. Jacosta says, Tristan Tate, as a man of your word, yeah, same thing about Sneeko's party. Yeah, he answered it just now.
I just answered it, yeah.
All right. Faye Rose says, can we mention how birth control actually messes with how women interpret pheromones and get attracted to people they aren't compatible with? Makes sense why the divorce rate is so high.
Yeah, you can get to nerd shit all you like. oh, let's get into nerd shit. Maybe it makes women blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something. Birth control or no birth control, if you're a 6'4", 240-pound billionaire in great shape with a great intellect and wit, I've never had a woman get bored of me because she's on birth control, off birth control. If you're going to blame little factors like that, then there's
That's an interesting question, but let's save it for the next stream.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
JTB says, I think it's safe to say Zerka has always been right about the Tates. Let me stick with Zerka.
What?
I don't know what you're trying to say there.
I don't know what the fuck you're trying to say.
George Myron says, I fucking love y'all. Pause. This was much needed collab, WF and FW Tates.
Gotcha.
I know I can speak for a lot of us. You guys are like fathers to us. Alu Akbar brothers. Cool.
All right.
That's it.
All right. Guys, we love y'all. We'll be back tomorrow with Andrew, and then we'll be back with Tristan as well.
Yep.
You guys, bro, thank you guys for having us. And
W stream, man.
in your guys' place.
Yeah.
In the
And can I
Tate
say
estate.
one more thing, man? I remember we were here a couple months ago, and it was my birthday. These guys right here, man, got a private jet for me and the boys to England, got me a cake, had a crazy party at this club here in Romania. And it's funny because they didn't even know me that well. But out of respect, and for us helping them with certain things and like just being brothers in arms, I feel like that was a lot of love, man. So thank you guys. Appreciate that a lot, man.
Anytime.
I'll never forget.
Yeah, man.
All right. That's it.
Shout out to the Tates, man. Guys,
Shout out to them.
we'll be back tomorrow. I'll figure out a time, maybe around the same time, maybe a little bit earlier, depending on what the schedule is.
Yeah.
We're going to probably hit the gym, work out, everything else like that. Hell, we would have trained probably twice a day if we didn't have the stream
Yeah.
for y'all. But yo, I'm going to leave you guys with the legendary outro. I'm the producer for tonight. It felt nice, but this is a tough job, man.
Yeah, it's
How
not
do you do
easy.
this every day?
Bro, it's not easy. And my co-host is a dickhead.
Who's that? Hey, we love y'all, guys. Go check them out on Tate Speech. Also, guys, get in the fucking railroad. Stop making less money than fucking 16-year-olds that are literally making 20 to 50K per month, man. Doing copywriting, a bunch of other skills that they teach you guys. Modern wealth creations. Go check it out in the real world, man.
And look,
We'll
if
put
you
the
want a
link
brotherhood
below
as
for y'all.
well, join the war room.
Join the war
There's
room.
events, meetups. Be
We'll be at the
successful, man.
meetups too. We'll be at
Yep.
the meetups, guys. So if you guys want to meet us, we'll be in there. You know, we're with the Taste till then, man. We love y'all. Catch you guys back here tomorrow. Here's a song.
Peace.
Now, honestly, for whoever stayed till the end, type in the comments W stream, because if you actually stayed till the end, you're a certified legend. But yeah, as Myron said, be sure to check out the first link in the description to join the real world. It's really, really important. But overall, this podcast was a pretty big fun. Was a lot of fun because they covered a lot of topics, and that dynamic between all these guys was just awesome. You know, they really talked about a lot of topics that are very, very interesting and very, very important in this damn age. And as you probably saw, a lot of the times they exaggerated on a lot of things, said sarcastic jokes, all of this on all of that. But in between all of it, they said a bunch of serious things that a lot of people watching this podcast should take into consideration, because this stuff that they're saying is very valuable, bro. They're the top of the game, basically. They've achieved a lot of greatness in this world, and they're literally telling you how to do it. You know, it's something you should definitely listen to and just not bat an eye on, and read these articles about these guys being this, about these guys being that, because until there's concrete evidence of them doing some heinous crimes or being these murderers or some weird stuff like that, there's literally no need to go on the internet, act like a Karen, and just absolutely publicly hate these guys for whatever reason. You know, honestly, I feel like it's just a coping mechanism for most people, because they hear what these guys have to say and they realize that they're too lazy to do any of that at all. So they literally just say he's this, he's that, and just basically cut him out of their lives, because that's what the people do. You know, they don't want to improve, they don't want to become better people. They literally just want to pick the easiest ways to go around this stuff. As they said, I don't think there's easier times coming. I think there's harder times coming. But yeah, guys, give me your thoughts on this in the comments below. Be sure to click one of the videos on screen right now. That's it, and I'm out.